Yes, yes, yes. Mr. Raphael Dawkins with the Combat Radio. And it might be a good idea to move the mic in the right place. Positioning, location, location. Okay. Hello and welcome. You're tuned to the Raphael Dawkins Combat Radio. It's a Wednesday, the 9th of November, 2022. And we're doing it live from Middle Earth, UK, England. Okay, we're doing this. What are we talking about? What are we talking about today? Well, let me open the table. Let me set the table with something and put something on the table. Okay, what we got on the table? Okay. Multitude of things, whole heap of things, crackers bag of things. Let's go over here. Let's do this when it opens up. Open sesame. Open sesame. Let's open that. Okay. So that's good. That's good, yeah. Okay, let's have a look at the description. Okay, what's the title? Joshua looking for a new trainer? Question mark. Fury USA no fly zone. Matter of fact, let me turn myself up in the cans so I can hear myself. Let me check my levels. Oh no, I don't seem right. I don't seem right at all. 1 2 1 2. Okay. Where were we? Fury USA no fly zone. We're going to be looking into that. So far, it's been okay. But will there come a time? Does there come a time when the WBC put their foot down and say no? No, Tyson, we need a champion over here in the US of A. You already know his contract with Top Rank. Bob Arum's Top Rank is being extended because he can't fulfill the contract while he can't get himself to America. He's living under the no-fly zone. And if he can't fight in America, he can't fulfill the contract with Bob Arum, Top Rank. So that's a problem. That's problematic. Bob Arum's getting a cut of all his purses outside of the US until he can fulfill, 2 more fights? His last 2 fights on his Top Rank contract. So I guess it's okay for Bob on the one hand because he keeps on getting money for nothing. I don't know if Tyson Fury's happy with that arrangement. Would you be? Would you be happy? Giving a man money for nothing? I don't think so. That's what I thought. Okay. What else? What else is there? What else is there in the description? Oh, yeah, of course. As a matter of fact, rat-tat-tat-tat, let me take that picture down and replace it with this picture, which is more descriptive of the show as a whole. Let me stop sharing that and start sharing this. How's that look? Okay. More description, more descriptive. Our Dari Pennant up in the building. Good evening. How do you do? Okay, we'll get into that shortly. First things first. Let me Let me do the sound check. Make sure everything is smooth and copacetic. Yeah. Boom. Where are we? 1 2 1 2. 1 2 1 2. Where are we? Okay. 1 2 1 2. 1 2 1 2. Where are we? Okay. 1 2 1 2. Good evening. How do you do? Okay. I'll get into that shortly. First things first. Let me. Okay. I'm satisfied with that. Let's bring the beats back. I'm satisfied with that. So we got what we're looking at. I still want to see Anthony Joshua versus Wilder. Well, let me take a sip of my water. Anthony Joshua actually has spoken on that. What did Joshua say? He said, well, I'll say in Joshua's voice for you. Well, you know, he's what did Wilder say? Wilder said he's got 3 years left. So I think he's in a better frame of mind now. Wilder's in a better frame of mind now. And he's ready to, you know, he's more ready now than he was before. That's Joshua's thought on it. What do I think? Yeah, I think Wilder realized he made a big mistake. And he left a lot of money on the table. You know what I mean? And now, okay, he made some good money with Fury, but he's saying he knows easily he could double that money. Even now, with Joshua, he could probably, well, he could make some damn good purses with Joshua, even with neither of them being champions. So, yeah, I think Wilder is far more receptive now than he was before. Me, I care less. I care less now. I cared more when they were both champions, or even if one of them was a champion. If one of them was a champion, I'd care more. But Deontay Wilder let that golden opportunity slip through his fingers. And could have been undisputed. They could have fought for undisputed years ago. But Deontay Wilder didn't want to play ball. He was under the spell of Al Heyman. Is he still under Al Heyman's spell? You weren't here when was it, Monday? You weren't here on Monday, Adari. But we exposed the fact that PBC are broke. Showed facts and figures. Exposed them. PBC are broke. For anybody who didn't check out that show, that was on Monday. What was that? Monday the 7th? Yeah, I think Monday the 7th. Today's Wednesday the 9th. Anybody didn't see that show, didn't check out that show, check that show out after this show or whenever. But showed you in black and white, PBC are broke. You know what I mean? So, question is Deontay Wilder still under the spell of Al Heyman? Remember, Al Heyman got what? Over $500 million. Over $500 million from bankers, hedge fund managers. And what did he do with that money? What he do with that money? Yeah. Hold on a second. You know how we do over here on the Raphael Dawkins Combat Radio. You know, it's all happening. It's all happening and we share it live. You know what I mean? Thanks for the invite, bro. Will do. What time you going live? I'm live now. This is a Spence guy. I said, come on over. We need a Spence guy. We live now. Come on over. We need a Spence guy. We need somebody to come and bat for Spence. And what's he saying? He says, yeah, you down with it? Saying, yeah, I'm down with it. Oh, by the way, if you're in here right now, or if you're coming in the future, smash that like button. I just did. If I did it, you can do it too. It's easy. It's easy. So hold on. I'm not even sharing that. Am I not sharing that? Dang. I thought I was sharing with y'all. Oh yeah, I am sharing with y'all. Okay. Let's have a look. We're live now. Jump in. Let's go. Jump in. Live now. We're live now. As a matter of fact, rat-tat-tat-tat. That's my northern voice, by the way. That's my northern voice. Why don't I put the link in there too while I'm in there? Jump in. Jump on. Jump in, jump on. Boom. Kaboom. What else we got? Tickets go. What? I don't know. Can you even see this? Can you even see that? Hold on, I'll get with you in a second, Adari. I'll get with you in a second. Hold on. What's this on Twitter? I was in a conversation. We're talking about the tickets. We're talking about how. Hold on. Let me show you the flow. The conversational flow. We're talking about the ticket sales, ticket selling, allegedly. Getting Tommy to defend this fight is a bit much. 70,000 tickets are gone. That's interesting. Tommy Fury was saying 70,000 tickets have been sold. I said that was interesting. Smithy says they haven't. Tickets are going for £30 less from resellers. OMG, you cannot be serious. You cannot be serious, man. Anybody knows which famous sportsman used to say that? You cannot be serious, man. Write it down in the chat. I don't know what prize you win. We'll think of something. You cannot be serious, man. Okay. Let's give him some emojis. All right. Oh, is that there? Is it in? Is it locked in or not? Okay, it's locked in. Why don't we do? What are we doing? We're doing share, copy. Talking about it now. Feel free to share. Chat. Feel free to share. What the hell's going on? That's Putin. Trying to mess with the rdcr again. Get thee hence, Putin. Get thee hence. Okay. Did I do the sound check? Yeah, I think I did. Okay. Did I come in here for a reason? Yes, I did. I came in here for a reason. Profile. Likes. Where were we? Damn. Who's that? Oh, yeah. I remember that. Damn. Marvin Hagler versus Roberto Hands of Stone Duran. Marvelous Marvin. Floyd Mayweather. Conor McGregor. Oh dear. Okay. Oh, this is what I was looking for. Okay, we'll come back to that in a second. Which way? I'll go up or down. Up or down. Where is it? Oh, there it is. Jeez Louise. We'll go into that. We'll go into that in a second. But first of all, let's have a look. What's going on here? What's going on here? Let's come out of that. Let's fix up the screen. Okay. Okay. Hold on. All right, we're good. All right, we're in good shape now. We're in good shape now. Joe Joyce's chin versus Deontay Wilder right hand. What a battle that would be. Hey, don't rule out Deontay Wilder's hand shattering. You know he's got brittle bones, right? You know Deontay Wilder's got brittle bones. Don't rule out Deontay Wilder shattering his hand against the head of the dense boned head of Joe Joyce. Don't rule it out, mate. Don't rule it out. But that would be a hell of a battle. I'd watch for sure. Keep them coming, folks. Keep your questions coming in. Keep them rolling in. And by the way, have you read the dilemma? Have you read this week's dilemma? It's in the chat. Okay. We'll get back to that. There's a few dilemmas because the big Geordie's got some issues too. There's a bunch of things, a whole heap of things, a crocus bag of things. Okay, so Raphael Dawkins, do you think that the cruiserweight division should be scrapped? No, I think that it serves a purpose. I think it serves a very valuable purpose. Now, look at Usyk. Look at Usyk. Let's imagine if the cruiserweight division didn't exist. Usyk too big for light heavyweight and was up until recently too small for heavyweight. So cruiserweight was perfect. He developed himself. He developed his skills. Well, he'd already done that in the amateurs, but he further developed his skills in the pro ranks in a weight category that was perfect for him. And when the time was ready, when he was seasoned and matured, popped up to heavyweight and became a unified champion. And who's to say that he won't make it to undisputed? It's very interesting proposition indeed. Wizard Sleeve says, Adari, is that the right hand that's never beat a non-bum? That's a good point. I mean, that's a good point, Adari. I mean, who's his best win? Who's Deontay Wilder's best win? Luis Ortiz? Who's Luis Ortiz's best win? Excuse me. Bryant Jennings? Very, very questionable. It's very, very questionable, isn't it? Very questionable. Okay. So what are we saying? We're having a look at the PBC. Why are we looking at PBC? Oh, you say you still want Anthony Joshua? Yeah, well, oh yeah, that's right. I get it now. Because I was talking about, is Deontay Wilder still spellbound by Al Heyman? I like to think he isn't. Still spellbound by Al Heyman. He's seen Floyd Mayweather take a trip on a ship over to the zone, where he's getting the big bag over with the zone. So any PBC fighter with two brain cells to rub together, they're going to make the connection. They're going to see, hold on a second. Hal's been telling us this, but we see Floyd Mayweather, and even Floyd Mayweather's been telling us this. What fight on an app? You fight on an app. You fight on an app. We don't do that. We fight PPVs. You fight on TV. You fight on an app. Well, lo and behold, Floyd Mayweather now also is fighting on an app. And no doubt getting a sizable sum for fighting a fighter who is 1-0. 1-0 in the form of Digi. What's his name? Digi, whatever his surname is. KSI's brother, whatever their name is. I don't really know them guys. I don't really know them cats like that. So yeah, Floyd Mayweather himself is now fighting on an app. And we have it in black and white that PBC is broke. I hope you can see that. I hope you can see this. The Fight Oracle. Ivy Funds filed a report with the SEC in August. It's called a Norport P link. There we go. Ivy Funds disclosed the value of Series H and T shares zero dinero, 0.0. Click the link, Control F, type in Media Group and you'll see it. The holding companies that own PBC are owned by Ivy Funds, which is a mutual fund organized by Macquarie Group. I'd like to say the Macquarie Group. PBC has two parent organizations. One is Media Group Holdings, Series H. The second one is Media Group Holdings, Series T. Ivy Funds owns 72,709 shares of the Series H and 9,113 of Series T. Okay, are you following me? Stay with it. Stay with it. Ivy Funds filed this report with SEC in August. It's called an N-Port P. Ivy Funds disclosed the value of the Series H and T shares are 0.00. So in words, they are 0.00. What does that mean? It means that they're worth zero dinero. Hope you're still with me on this. Talking about PBC are broke. We're just recapping. PBC are broke, and this is why I think that Deontay Wilder will be more inclined to act a bit more responsibly this time around and follow the money. Follow the money this time instead of following empty words and promises. Nothing but shattered dreams. Empty words lead to shattered dreams. Okay. Here is a report from the 31st of you do your dates in America different to how we do it over here in the UK or in Europe. In Europe, we do the day, which is the 31st, the month, and then the year. You do it all backwards. So I'll do it the European way. The 31st of December, 2021. This is the report date. It states that Media Group Holdings Series H shares cost $446 million to acquire. $446 million to acquire dollars, American dollars. Okay. The Series T shares cost $168 million dollars. Dollars. Okay, so that comes up to a grand total of 614 million. And remember, I done told you what the current price is for all of those shares. 0.0.0. In other words, 0 dinero. So Al Heyman has took 614 million from the banks, and he's turned that into 0 dinero. I think I need a drink after that, wouldn't you? Damn, I should have put something. Should have put something hard in there, some hard liquor in there. Right about now, it's just pure aqua. You see it? There you go. You see it? Pure aqua. Okay, it's good for you. Flush the system. All right, so where we at? That's PBC turned 614. Let's put that in a banner. Remember, this is in response to a question I was asked. It's in response to that question. Let's put up a banner. PBC turned 614 million dollars into 0 dinero. Save and show. Okay. Okay. So that's my answer. That's my answer to that, Adari. That's my answer to that. Okay. So let us press on. Let us continue on. I'll bring that down. And where we heading to? Where we heading to? That was, I don't even, what topic was that? What topic was that? Oh, that was a additional topic. An additional topic. Okay. Okay. So let's come out of that now. Let's drop that down. Stop sharing that. OMG. That's me. Where are we heading to next? Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Boom. 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 Okay. So what's the, oh, I know exactly where we're going. I know exactly where we're going. Let's get into this. Let's get into this. Okay. So let's start sharing this. Okay. So the WBC, I'll get rid of that. What's that? The WBC takes action over Conor Benn's failed tests. I don't know if anybody saw that interview. What was it? An hour and a half, hour 45, now 40-minute interview with Chris Eubank Sr. I was going to watch it. And then somebody said it was kind of out there. It was kind of left field. So I thought, what the hell? And I watched it and I was not disappointed. I recommend if you got an hour to spare, an hour and a half to spare, I recommend you do too. Okay. So let us crack on with this thing. Okay. So What the WBC saying? Let's blow this up just a tad. Okay, so a request from Conor Benn's promotional team for him to be put in the WBC rankings has been denied. Oh, that's interesting. What's the date of this? Wow, that's the 9th of November. This is a very interesting development then. I did not know this. Okay, this is very interesting. So a request from Conor Benn's promotional team for him to be put in the WBC rankings has been denied. That's very interesting because didn't Conor just relinquish his belts? Conor just relinquished his belts. His belts from the British Boxing Board of Control. I see the play now. So he doesn't want a license with the British Boxing Board of Control, but he does want to be in the WBC rankings. WBC, largely an American organization. It doesn't take a genius. To put two and two together and realize that this could be a play. Conor Benn making a play to get into, to move abroad, to get over there in the USA, move over to the USA. Move over to the USA and get an American license. OMG. Very crafty. But let's see what the WBC actually said. Let's have a go. Let's have a look. Okay, so we know that Ben's failed for clomiphene, a female fertility drug, which increases testosterone in men. The news shook the boxing world indeed. Chris Eubank Jr. pulled the last minute. He, along with his team, have remained that the fighter is clean. The request came at the WBC. Oh, it's just happened today or yesterday. Okay, that's what I didn't hear. So the request came at the WBC 60th annual convention, where rankings are decided, fights ordered, and rules discussed. Matchroom will represent Ben put forward that since Ben wasn't officially banned, he should be ranked. Interesting. The WBC disagreed, saying that until such time that the doping matter was settled, he would remain out of the rankings. OMG. Okay. We have a clean boxing program protocol. We have been in communication with Conor Benn and his legal team. Basically, this is an issue that is going to be addressed. We have been in communication through the full investigation on the matter and tried to clean his name with this situation. But we have to do the protocol. Okay. Mauricio Suleiman there, as per usual, clear as ditch water. Okay. So, what's this? Ben had briefly been removed from the rankings in January this year following the WBC made multiple attempts to enroll him after his grace period for registration. The fighter branded it a mistake and said that he had instructed his team to fix the issue. The WBC program is in association with the Voluntary Anti-Doping Association, VADA, the drug testing agency with which Conor Benn has admitted to failing 2 tests. OMG. Is that it? Is that it? Oh, that's it. Okay. It's another blow for the young welterweight as his career remains on the ropes. The last we heard from him or his team was that more information that would aim to clear his name was pending, with a case of contamination being the expected explanation for the failed tests. OMG. Okay, so for those just tuning in right about now, hit the like button on the way in, and the breaking news is that a request at the 60th annual WBC convention, which is taking place over there. Where is it? In Panama, Costa Rica, somewhere like that. At the annual convention, the 60th, a request from Conor Benn's promotional team for him to be put in the WBC rankings has been denied. OMG. OMG. Okay. Quite surprised. Who'd have thought it? Who'd have thunk it? Who'd have thought that he was even trying for that? Which leads me to suspect that he was thinking about relocating because he's banned. Well, he's not officially banned, but he's relinquished his British license with UCAD. So even though he's not officially banned, he can't box over here in the UK. So I suspect he was looking to relocate to America. Try his luck there. But denied. Request denied. So you're just going to have to see what happens next for Conor Benn. OMG. OMG. Okay. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that share button as we move on, as we continue on. What's that there? Get that down. Let's get out of that. Let's get out of that altogether, actually. Let's close that down. Close that down. Let's get back into this, in the description. What we're talking about. Have I written it down? Oh, yeah, I have. That's where we're going to now. Oh, okay. So let's talk about this. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that share button. Let's come out of that. I don't think we need that no more. Let's get out of that. Let's get into this. Boom. Okay. So there's been talk. Where the hell is that? What happened? Where did it go? Boom, boom, boom. Okay. Yes. Ignorant boxing up in the building. Hold on. Just making some adjustments over here. Making some adjustments. What's that there? Oh, there it is. Just looking for something. I think I just found it. Everybody's looking for something. Okay. So that's good. That's good, yeah. Okay. Let us continue on. Yeah, good to have your opinion. Ignorant boxing. Okay. So what we're looking at now. Okay, so we just come out to the Conor Benn's request to be put in, to be ranked by the WBC. That request has been denied. And now we're looking at the proposition. I've heard it said, I saw a video today. I didn't watch the video, but I saw the video title. And it alluded to the WBC stripping Tyson Fury of his WBC heavyweight belt. And I began to think about it, thought about it. And why would they do that? Well, the WBC, an American organization or a Mexican organization, they like to put on fights in America. They had Deontay Wilder as their king, their champion, their heavyweight champion for how many years? Umpteen years, 5 years, 5 years straight. Used to putting on shows in America. And it was all good. It was all good when Tyson Fury won the strap. I looked at Mauricio's face. He didn't look upset. He didn't look sad. He was, hey, new chapters, new beginnings. That was when Tyson Fury could fight in America. But now, that's not the case. Tyson Fury can't fight in America no more. There's an exclusion zone. There's an exclusion zone. There's certain parts of the map where Tyson Fury can't fly. One of those places is the US of A. The American government, the Justice Department, they've put a no-fly zone on Tyson Fury. He can't fly to America. So the question is that going to have an impact on his relationship with the WBC? Do the WBC want heavyweight fights with the heavyweight champion on American soil? Something which Tyson Fury can't fulfill right about now. And also, another element is that Tyson Fury has a contract with Bob Arum's Top Rank. And that contract has 2 fights remaining. 2 fights which Tyson Fury cannot fulfill. Because obviously, naturally, Bob Arum wants those fights to take place in the US of A. Tyson Fury can't go to the US of A. See the problem there? It's a problem. It's a conundrum. And in the meantime, Tyson Fury basically has to give Bob Arum a cut out of his purses all the time where he can't fulfill his contractual obligation to fight 2 more fights on American soil. All of that time, each fight Tyson Fury takes, he has to give Bob Arum his cut. So Bob Arum's in a situation right now where it's like he's getting money for nothing. What would you do? What would you do? You're a promoter, and you've got a champion who can't fulfill his contract with you because he can't fight in the territory which you want him to fight, in which he's contractually obligated to fight. But you've got a clause in the contract that says for as long as he can't fulfill his obligation to me, you're getting a cut of his purse each time he fights. What would you do? Would you pressure him to fight in the locality as stipulated in the contract? Or would you say, hey, crack on, mate. You keep on fighting wherever you want to fight, because I'm getting a cut of your purse. And when things get good, when things get corrected, if they ever do get corrected, then, you can fight out your contract. You can have the 2 remaining fights of your contract. But in the meantime, I'm getting a cut. You're getting a cut. What would you do? Would you rush him to fight in the territory? Or would you just be content to get your cut? It's like somebody paying your rent. It's like somebody paying your rent for a house you don't even own. How could you hate on that? So I put it to you, that's probably not a horrible situation for Bob Arum. Not a horrible situation for Bob Arum, I don't think. So he's okay. He's okay with it for the time being. So the question is, when does this trial, the Daniel Kinahan, because we're talking about the Kinahan group, the American authority, the justice system, they call them the Kinahan crime group. When does that trial? When does that go to trial? Well, I've been told that the preliminary date for the Kinahan trial is 2024, not 2022, not 2023, but 2024. So it could be some considerable time before Tyson Fury is allowed back on American soil, if ever. There is no guarantee that Tyson Fury will ever be allowed back on American soil. I mean, one would have to imagine it's likely that he will be allowed back on American soil at some point. But the question is when. That may not be something which is immediately achievable. In which case, this saga could play out for some considerable period of time. It's not impossible. It's not impossible that Tyson Fury could see out a considerable tranche of the remainder of his.
Yo, what's going on? Can you hear me?
I can hear you. It's ignorant boxing up in the.
Yo, what's going on, Ralphie?
How you doing, my friend? How you doing? Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, that's good, man. That's good, man. That's good to have your opinion. It's good to have your opinion. How you doing?
I'm alive, so can't be mad.
Hey, being alive is always a plus. Every time you wake up in the morning, you're alive. You're up on the game.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean? So, yeah, man, talk to me, ignorant boxing. Talk to me. This Tyson Fury thing, the WBC thing. Are the WBC gonna be, do they want an American? Do they want a champion, a heavyweight champion who can fight in America?
Oh, you talking about the Andy Ruiz and Wilder being mandated?
Well, we're talking about Tyson Fury not being able to fight in America. I mean, do the WBC want a champion who can fight in America? It's an American. It's a green strap.
Does Tyson Fury generate the same amount of money he does in America and in the UK, or does he not?
I don't think so.
No,
I don't think he does.
Is it close though? Is it close though? Close to what he makes here in America?
Well, let's put it this way. They never released the pay-per-view figures when Tyson Fury fights in the UK.
Because at the end of the day, if the WBC is getting their money, they don't really care. Do you think they care? As long as they're getting their money?
That's a good question. it's a smaller pot. I think it's a smaller pot that they get. Yeah, it's a smaller pot that it's a smaller. They get a smaller. It's a smaller check that they get in the UK versus what they get from the USA. But it's a good question. It's a great question. I mean,
so the reason Fury can't fight in the US is because of the whole Kinahan thing, right?
yeah.
Well, yeah. Well, that's not really up to anybody but the FBI and whoever has an issue with Kinahan over here.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
It's basically until the whole investigation, they capture him or whatever the fuck they're after.
Yeah.
He's not gonna be allowed in here. So
he's not. So the question is, or the hypothesis. Hold on, what's this? Good evening, Mr. Dawkins. West Ham are out of the Caroba Cup. Yo, I don't watch football anymore. Americans call it soccer. We call it football. I don't watch football anymore, my friend. I'm sorry your team's out, but they had our colors, the claret and blue, the Aston Villa colors. So I'm sorry for your team. Well, yeah, it's out of boxing's hands. There's nothing that boxing can do. The FBI, the Justice Department, they're not having anybody connected with the Kinahans over in America right now. No boxers, even non-boxers, even some analysts who are associated with the Kinahan group can't go to America. They can't land. They'll get sent back if they try. Yeah, so it's out of the boxing's hands. There's mandatories. There's going to be a Deontay Wilder versus Andy Ruiz fight to find out who's gonna fight Tyson Fury.
Yo, who you picking in that fight? Who you think is gonna win?
Well, I have felt Andy Ruiz could win, but then I kind of switched to thinking that Deontay Wilder would win.
Oh, so it's a 50-50 fight then for you.
For me, it's very hard to decide. There's two different arguments. There's one argument that says Andy Ruiz can get on the inside and blitz him. And I can kind of hear the argument. That's the argument I used to have. But then the other argument is that Deontay Wilder can keep him at range and knock him out. And when I see how he knocked out Elenius with a little tap, I have to think that's a possibility that as tough as Ruiz's head is, Wilder could knock him out. And now, so I'm veering towards Wilder. It's like 55-45 in favor of Wilder.
Yo, if Fury's still around, are you down to watch a Fury Wilder 4 fight or no?
That would be horrible. that would be horrible.
Yeah, but if he beats Reese though, that
it's a very distinct possibility that it could happen. Very distinct possibility. But what I'm saying is that look how many fighters we have. Look at I could even bring up
Eddie. Hey, did you notice that the WBC ranked them number 1, even getting knocked out twice back to back? Did you notice that?
Madness. Total madness. There's just, to me, that just could not be justified. But let me bring up the top 30. Let me bring up the top 30 boxers, heavyweight boxers. Look at the embarrassment of riches. Look how many. Let me share my screen. Stop sharing that. Sharing this.
I would definitely say it's favoritism, they have towards Deontay Wilder.
Big time.
Yeah. There's no reason he should be ranked number 1 after getting knocked out twice.
No way. Look at this top. Let me start at 30. Okay. So Jermaine Franklin, he's fighting Dillian
Dillian
White.
White, yeah.
Okay, fine. Kevin Larriera, where's he from? South America or something? I mean, South Africa. Yeah, South Africa. Okay, let's forget about him because not many people hear about him. I don't hear about him. But Ajit Kabiya, okay, so he's lower ranking. Fair enough. So fair enough. Charles, what are we talking about? What's the point here? We're talking about people who could fight, who could legitimately fight for a heavyweight championship. Okay, Charles Martin, he did that, and that was in the past. Jared Anderson is a hot name coming up now. If I heard that he was getting a crack at a heavyweight title, he's better than Otto Wallin. Otto Wallin got a shot. He's better than Tom Schwartz. Tom Schwartz got a shot.
Hey, you said Jared Anderson is better than Otto Wallin?
Jared Anderson. Yeah, I think if Jared Anderson fought Otto Wallin, he'd beat him.
Damn. I praise Otto Wallin. I like Otto Wallin. I always thought he was a pretty good boxer.
He is a good boxer, but Jared Anderson's a damn good boxer. He's knocking out everybody.
No, he is.
He's knocking out everybody. He's an up and comer. I understand that.
Yeah, but he's also knocking out lower opposition. You know, it's not.
That's true. That's very true.
If he fought Otto Wallin, that's like a big step up to me.
That would be a huge step up.
Yeah,
it would be a huge step up. But what I'm saying is that he's somebody who could legitimately. I mean, Otto Wallin got a shot, yeah? Otto Wallin got a shot at the heavyweight championship.
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
And
Based on what I saw. Yeah.
Jared Anderson could get a shot too.
Yeah.
If you heard, listen, Chisora's getting a shot. Chisora's fighting Tyson Fury for the third time. If they replaced Chisora with Jared Anderson, would you be disappointed?
No, not at all. I'd be happier.
I'd be happier too. So that proves the point. I'm saying that that's a guy who you could happily see in a heavyweight fight, even though he's just an up and comer. Better than I'd rather that fight than Chisora. No disrespect to Chisora. So it's Jared Anderson. F.A. Jagba, not quite. He's not ready yet. He's taken a loss recently against Sanchez. Robert Helenius, he just got knocked out in the first round against Wilder. Kubrat Pulev, okay, he got beat by Derek Chisora last time out. Okay, Tony Yoka, he got beat by Martin Bacoli recently. Fair enough. Yui Fury, he's got medical problems.
Yeah, he's injured, yeah.
He's injured, you know. Zan Kosbisti, we don't really know too much about him, but he's in the top 20, so he knows how to box. Demarizian, he knows how to box, not much of a name right about now. Makhmadulov, he's 15-0, not really known on mainstream TV. Daniel Dubois, if you heard that Tyson Fury was fighting Daniel Dubois, would you be cool with it?
Yeah, better than Chisora. Yeah, definitely.
Exactly.
Yeah,
so we got what is that? No, that's a notification. We got Jared Anderson. We got Daniel Dubois. Zhilei Zhang just lost. But I thought that
that was a close fight, man. I thought he won.
Yeah. It's a strong argument to say that the guy won. There's an argument to say the guy won.
Yeah, Harvovich or whatever how you pronounce his name. Yeah.
Hrgović disappointed me.
Yeah, definitely. I don't know. I thought he was gonna beat him a lot easier, but did not look like that at all.
Yeah, he was lucky Hrgović was lucky to survive.
Who you had Shang winning? Is that who you had, Shang?
No. I had Hrgović winning by points, but only because of volume. Hrgović just kind of pitter-patter jabs, kept it moving. So he won on volume, on points. But Zhilei Zhang was the heavier puncher. Zhilei Zhang was the one who came closest to finishing the fight on several occasions. So if they'd given it to Zhilei Zhang, I'd have been cool.
Now, how much of outside of the ring? I don't know if you heard about I can't pronounce his fucking name.
Ergovic.
Arvidic, yes. I guess he was having issues outside of the ring. So
Yeah, his father died. So that's an emotional time. But then on the other hand, his father would have been supporting him, I would imagine, throughout his career, and his father would have wanted him to pull himself together and do his best performance, not his worst.
yeah, that definitely was not a good performance.
That was not a good performance. That was not a good performance. Mr. Dawkins, who has Anderson beat of any real note? Can he beat Chisora? Where's Wallin? Where's Wallin is a big step up. If you fought Wallin, it would be a big step up. What I'm saying is that I would, no disrespect to Derek Chisora, but I would rather see Jared Anderson fight Fury for the belt than Derek Chisora. I'm sorry, no disrespect. Now, simply because we've seen that fight 3 times now, I don't want to see that fight again.
Yeah, exactly. Something new, something fresh.
Something new, something fresh. I don't want to see that fight 3 times. It's not necessary. It's not necessary at all. There's other people. The point of this exercise I'm doing is to show that there are other people out there that would give us a more exciting show. Zhilei Zhang, he lost. I would rather see Zhilei Zhang in there than Chisora. So fresh, something fresh. Okay, Zhilei Zhang's ranked 16. Derek Chisora's ranked 15. Okay, fair enough. Otto Wallin, I would rather see Otto Wallin fighting Tyson Fury. That's a rematch. Remember, Otto Wallin cut Tyson Fury, serious cut. Anybody else, if it wasn't Tyson Fury, the ref would have stopped that fight.
Yo, that is true. That is true. It went kind of long for having that kind of a cut.
That was a nasty cut.
Yeah, I remember that shit.
Anybody else, if his name wasn't Tyson Fury, the ref would have stopped that fight. So why not give Otto Wallin his rematch? That's a more creditable fight. Martin Bakole, not yet. I like Martin Bakole, but he's still brewing. He's still brewing. People will say, well, he's 18-1. He's 18-1-0. Well, he lost to Michael Hunter, who's just one above him. People say, well, Raph, if you put Jared Anderson in there, why not put Martin Bakole? Because Martin Bakole has a better record than Jared Anderson. I'm just saying that name-wise, Jared Anderson's got a bit of pop right now. Martin Bakole, even though he's probably a better boxer, he hasn't got that name recognition pop that Jared Anderson's got right now. Even though, is he a better boxer? I'd probably say he is. So Martin Bakole, but the problem is that Martin Bakole, he needs to get his head out of the way more often. I think he could be a lot better. I think he's very good. He beat the brakes off Tony.
Yeah, he just had a good win though.
Right? He beat the brakes off Tony Yoka.
Yeah, Tony Yoka.
Tony Yoka right there. But I still see the problem that Bakole doesn't get his head off the center line often enough. And to me, that's a big problem. Because especially with the Tyson Fury, he'll jab your head off.
No, definitely, yeah.
He'll jab your head off. So central key, when you're fighting Tyson Fury, you've got to be able to get your head off the center line.
And Fury's punching way harder than he did in his earlier career.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah. He's a concussive puncher now. He's Sugar Hill has worked wonders with him. So for me, I like Martin Bakole, but he really needs to get his head off that center line, and he doesn't do that often enough. And to me, that would be a big problem against Tyson Fury. So not yet, Martin, not yet. Michael Hunter against Hunter.
Yeah, I would have taken that. That's a good.
I would have taken that fight. Hunter's messed around. Last time, I think he lost to Jerry Forrest. I think he lost. They gave him the decision, but to me, I watched that fight. He threw up in the ring. So that should have been an instant disqualification according to the rules. If you throw up in the ring, that's an instant finish.
Who did? Michael Hunter threw up?
Yeah, threw up in the ring. He threw up in the ring. That should have been an instant disqualification. I'm not saying he was there bent over for half an hour throwing up, but he did, He did.
Bro, Hey, that's an indication he was not in shape. He just showed
Yes,
up.
he clearly wasn't in shape. It was very
Yeah.
clear he wasn't
He
in shape.
showed up and that was it. The collected
Yeah,
check.
yeah, showed up. He collected
Oh,
his
this
check.
is a trailer, right? This is trailer, right?
Yeah, that was a thriller. That was a thriller thing. Yeah, yeah. Um, so Michael Hunter, he needs to fix up a little bit, but yeah, I still take it. I still take that fight. Well, actually, no, because Michael Hunter, he just showed up. He just showed up the last time I saw him fight, and that's not good. So I'll take him out of the mix, even though he's got a good name. If he'd have showed up like he did against Povetkin, then
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
but because he didn't show up, because he didn't train properly, I'll take him out of the mix this time around. But still, he's a name. Filip Ergovic, he he disappointed a lot of people, including me, last time out.
Yeah, I would definitely not want to see that. Nah, not
Yeah, no,
after that.
not
That
after
fight.
that. Not
Yeah.
after that. Before that, then yes. But after the last one, no, no, no. He's got to develop. He's got to
Nope.
develop.
I do not want to see Ortiz either.
I don't want to see Ortiz. That's like just for me feels like a total waste of time. But the only thing about seeing Ortiz against Fury, is that we could maybe gauge him. But there's no point because we already know. We already know he's an old fella. No disrespect, but he's an old fella. He was falling down against Charles Martin. His knees were buckling. Without Charles Martin punching him. You know what I'm saying? So we know we don't need to see that now. Frank Sanchez, absolutely. Frank Sanchez, absolutely. I would absolutely want to watch that fight against Tyson Fury. What about you, ignorant boxing?
No, I'll take that too. Yeah, Frank Sanchez coming up. Yeah, I'm gonna come up.
Definitely, definitely take that fight. Joseph Parker just lost. Plus, he won't fight Tyson Fury. He says Tyson Fury is like his big brother. So he won't fight Tyson Fury anyway, even though he did just lose. Dillian White, we just saw that. That was a terrible. That was very disappointing. He's lost to Tyson. His performance against Tyson Fury was very disappointing to me.
Yeah, that shit was horrible, man. It looked like he had no game plan at all when he came in.
Um, that's what it looked like.
And then he started switching off the stances and stuff. Remember that? He
I think
started
he
going
came out.
southpaw.
I think he came out of Southpaw in the first round. But ironically, he should have stayed Southpaw because that was his best round. So he should have just stayed there. But that was a very insipid performance, I have to say. Insipid, tepid, insipid. Andy Ruiz, would I see? I'd watch that fight. I'd watch that fight against Tyson Fury.
Yeah.
I think he gets
These two right here, I would watch Joe Joyce and Andy. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Joe Joyce, absolutely. I'd watch that against. I'd love that fight. Love it. Anthony Joshua, obviously, I would love that fight, but Tyson Fury put in some ridiculous time stipulations. Who do you think didn't want that fight?
What between Fury and AJ?
Fury and Joshua. One of them didn't want the fight? Who do you think didn't want that fight?
I couldn't say, man. I think that they both wanted to fight, but if
Okay.
you ask me realistically,
Yeah.
if I'm guiding Joshua, I would not put him against Fury after 2 losses. That's just my opinion.
Fair enough.
You would have to. I would try to rebuild Anthony Joshua again, and then put him up against Fury. The fight's still big, regardless.
Yeah.
2 fights down the road, 1 fight down the road is still a big fight, so it doesn't matter.
For real. I agree with that. My issue is, why did Tyson Fury put in that time stipulation at the beginning of December instead of towards the end of December, like Joshua? Joshua agreed to the end of December. Why did Tyson not just say yes?
No, I don't understand. I can't explain. But see, that's the other thing. I don't know when to take Fury serious anymore, man, or when he's joking. So I just can't. I like him when he fights, but that's about it.
Yeah.
He jokes around, he fucks around too much to the point where I just can't tell when it's true, when he's telling the truth.
When he's serious or when he's not. Totally. Mr. Dawkins, who has? I read that before. Yeah, nobody. Wilder does not get his head out off the center line either. No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't. But he's got a bigger name than Bakoli. Yeah, I think you're talking about Bakoli. I was talking about Bakoli when I said that you don't get his head off the center line. If you don't get your head off the center line, then it's why fight Fury? It's pointless. It's pointless. You got to get your head off the center line. Even Joe Joyce, people call him Slow Joyce. He gets his head off the center line frequently. You know what I mean? He comes in on the side. He's frequently moving. Sometimes better than others. Sometimes his head movement is better than others. His head movement with Dubois was very good. His head movement against, can't remember. There was a geezer he fought before Parker. Very bad. But if he's focused, he can't keep his head off the center line. Bakoli.
Bro, he fucked up Joseph Parker bad.
That was a great fight.
Yeah, that was a good fight. No, that was a good fight. But he messed him up, though, for real.
Oh, yeah, it messed him. Oh, man, that was ooh, I love that fight. I love that fight.
Hey, I would love to see Wilder, Joe Joyce. That would be a great fight.
That would be a great fight, and I don't know what would happen.
I know, especially because that dude got a chin. So I would love to see Wilder land on him and see if he can take it or not.
Yeah, that would be a hell of a fight. I do not know what would happen. I just do not know. I know.
Yeah, but you see the thing about Wilder, though, if you can take his punch,
yeah,
and if you have enough skill, you most likely will win. That's
yeah.
The thing.
That's what I think would happen. I think Joe Joyce has got too much skill for Wilder. I know he's got too much endurance. But the X factor is that punch. That punch. It can't be underestimated, but it may be overestimated. Because who's the best guy that he's knocked out? It's Ortiz.
Yeah, Ortiz. Yeah.
But who's the best guy that Ortiz has beat? Bryant Jennings. So the big question mark with Wilder is, does he really have a world-class punch, or is it just a punch that's good enough to take care of also runs? Middle of the road guys.
I don't know, man. We'll see with Andy, though. If he knocks out Andy like he did Hellenius, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you.
Well, if he knocks out Andy, I mean, Andy's got a renowned tough head. So if he knocks out Andy, then you'd have to say,
hey, that fight was mandated too, so it's happening next.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, people. That fight's been mandated at the WBC 60th annual convention over there in Costa Rica. That fight's mandated, so it's Deontay Wilder versus Andreas Ruiz. It's on. Hunter is past tense. Oh, he's in the past. Well, he can bring it back if he knuckles down. If he knuckles down, he can bring it back. What about Manuel Copachar? Manuel Char is not in the conversation. No way, no how. No way, no how. Mr. Dawkins and panel, where are the next gen heavyweights? It's been the same forever. Well, the next gen is what we just said, Jared Anderson. Joe Joyce, even though he's older than everybody else. He's 36, older than everybody else. Dubois. Frank Sanchez right there. Filip Hrgovic. Martin Bakoli. Otto Wallin. They're the next gen. There's Dubois. They're the next gen. Even Yui Fury maybe, but if he could stop being sick. So there's quite a few. There's quite a few next gen guys. Quite a few. And you got some Eastern European guys coming up as well.
And there's some in there. They're not in there though, like Fabio Worley. Torres, the guy that was top ranked.
Yes. Yeah. That big guy. That big guy. Torres. So the next gen are there. I mean, I can count off for you. Right about now. I mean, Franklin might be a next gen. That's one. Ajit Kabayal. You got to say he's next gen. Jared Anderson's a next gen. Tony Yoka, he was a next gen. He might still be a next gen if he can come back. Yui Fury, man, he's been around for a while, so some people are not going to say he's not next gen. Daniel Dubois, next gen. Zhilei Zhang, he's an older guy, but he's still kind of next gen. Otto Wallin is next gen, Martin Bracoli is next gen, Philip Hergovic, even though he didn't look great last time out, is next gen. Frank Sanchez, even though he's an older guy like Joe Joyce, he's still a next gen. Joe Joyce is still a next gen, even though he's older than everybody else, apart from maybe Wilder on here. But yeah, there's next gen guys there, man. There's next gen guys there. So Joe Joyce, we talked about, we said yes. Anthony Joshua said yes, that maybe rebuild. We'll still watch that. And of course, Alexander Usyk. So there's loads of matchups. And the point was that we were talking about, the point was that Tyson Fury versus Deontay Wilder 4 is a very real possibility. But I don't want that to happen. I don't want that to happen at all. I think you're cool with it, Tone. I mean, ignorant boxing. I think you're cool with it, but I don't want to see that. There's so much more other fights that we could have seen. But Tyson Fury's been, and look, he's doing it again. He's fighting another guy 3 times.
Hey, how has the UK audience received the fight?
Terribly.
Oh yeah.
Terribly. Horrible.
Basically the same as here then.
Horrible. Yeah, horrible. And what we're demonstrating is that there's at least 10 guys in the top 30 that would have been better received than the Chisora fight. It seems to me, though, that Tyson Fury just wants to fight Chisora because he knows he can beat him.
Yeah, easier fight than the Usyk fight, right?
Yeah. And the other guys, Joe Joyce, that would be Joe Joyce is not an easy fight for nobody.
Joe Joyce, yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Andy Ruiz, I mean, Tyson should beat him. To me, Tyson should beat Andy Ruiz easily because Tyson's got the footwork and he's got the
size advantage.
Yeah, and the size and the movement. He's got the movement. So, Andy Ruiz could be chasing shadows all night. So to me, that's an easy win or easy-ish win for Tyson Fury. But it wasn't interested in that. Okay, well, or maybe Andy was tied up, and Andy's not the easiest guy to deal with. Since he got that Joshua money, you know what I mean? Frank Sanchez, very doable fight, but I think Tyson Fury was probably thinking to himself, well, there's a commercial factor as well. Commercially, Chisora's a good bet because he brings his own PPV. There's a lot of people who will automatically tune into a Chisora fight. So Tyson Fury, from a commercial standpoint, he's saying, well, listen, he's saying, yeah, if I fight Chisora, he brings a certain amount of bums. He puts a certain amount of bums on seats.
Yeah, the fight is big domestically, right? Because that's what I've heard a little bit.
Well, theoretically, but people don't want to. I mean, Chisora. Listen, if Chisora's fighting somebody else, yeah, the problem is not that it's Chisora. The problem is it's Chisora versus.
Yeah, but I heard the tickets they did pretty good and stuff. So
well, that's what they're saying. But then on the other hand, somebody's got to me on Twitter and said, but a lot of the tickets have been sold fast because the resellers, ticket touts, have bought them.
Oh,
but now the ticket touts are selling them at £30 less than the face value. So the ticket touts bought them early, but now I'm being told that the ticket touts are selling them at a loss. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. So third party buy them and then they resell them.
Yes, but they're selling them in this case at a loss because you can only make money on that if the thing's a sellout. You know what I'm saying? If the event's not a sellout, then people can still get tickets. Then the ticket touts they ain't got it. Yeah. But the thing ain't sold out, so the ticket touts are left holding tickets. They don't want to be left holding tickets, so they have to sell them cheaper. They have to sell them at a price that they can get rid of them. And right about now, apparently, I'm being told they're selling them £30 less than their face value. So the problem is not that Chisora doesn't bring people. He does bring people. That's why he's a pay-per-view fighter. But in this particular matchup, people are saying, hold on a second, why am I paying for a fight where I already know what the result's going to be?
Hey, that fight is pay-per-view in the UK?
It's going to be pay-per-view in the UK.
Oh, shit.
It's just a money grab for Tyson Fury. It's an obvious money grab. It's obvious, and people don't like that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't want to pay for that shit, to be honest.
I ain't paying a penny for that.
I'm going to illegally stream it from the United States of America, okay?
Everybody's going to be illegally streaming that fight. You know what I'm saying? There's fights I support and fights I don't. I ain't supporting this fight. And so I shall be illegally streaming that fight. And I recommend, well, everybody's got sense. They know what to do. Ruiz's chin looks a bit shaky in his last couple of bouts. It did. No, it did. Hold on. He held up against Ortiz, but he got dropped by, was it Areola?
Yeah,
Areola dropped him. Areola put him on his ass, which was absurd.
Hey, listen. I bought the pay-per-view, right? The Areola versus Ruiz, right?
Yeah.
And I passed out, man. I passed out waiting for the fight. And then I woke up in the same amount of time that I woke up for those like 2-3 minutes. He got knocked down, and I was like, man, fuck this. I'm going back to sleep. I swear. I went back to sleep. And I paid for it.
Damn. It wasn't a very eventful.
Yeah, that's how disappointed I was.
Yeah, it wasn't a very eventful fight at all. But yeah, the chin looking a bit shaky. It's going to be very interesting. Deontay Wilder will test that chin.
So you saying Ruiz is going to take a dive like Helenius, huh?
He's going to take a dive. Ruiz is going to take a dive. Do you think Helenius took a dive?
I don't know. It depends on the angle of the camera.
Mm-hmm. I don't think he took a dive because I mean, if
no, I don't think he either. But it looks like it based on the camera angle. You know,
it was weird. It was weird. It was a weird punch, but I don't think.
But if you listen to the audio, you can hear the punch land.
It
sounds pretty hard.
Yeah, I think it's a legit knockout. It just looked weird. And I don't think Ruiz is going to dive for anybody. But I'm edging towards Wilder the more I think about it. 55% in favor of Wilder winning, 45% for Ruiz. But the more I think about it, the more I think Wilder wins. But like I said, it's still not a massive margin in my mind. Timothy Thomas says Luke Fury told True Geordie 60,000 tickets have already been sold, but that was like a week ago now. Now they're saying 70,000. I don't know who to believe, but I'm being told by somebody on Twitter that, you know, those tickets are being sold by the resellers at a loss.
Hey, how well you know your boxing history?
Okay. I know okay. Why?
Has there ever been a match like Wilder and Fury where they fought 4 times?
3 times. Oh, bloody hell, 4 times. Well, Ali fought Ken Norton 3 times. And he fought, was it Fraser? Fought Fraser 3 times. So that was Tyson Fury saying that he's going to make a new record by being a heavyweight to fight, by being the only heavyweight to fight 3 trilogies or 2 trilogies. That's not the case. Ali did it. And going back further than that, there's other people who did it too. And did more because the further you go back, the more fights they had. But as for a 4th time, that's unheard of. Well, that's in historically, yes. But in the modern era, I can't think of any heavyweight champion who fought another guy, another one, number 2 ranked contender or whatever, 4 times in recent history. I can't think of one. That's ridiculous. To me, that's ridiculous. I don't think you mind. I get a feeling you don't mind that fight.
Who, me?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not gonna pay for it if that's
no, that's the question.
I mean, it's gonna be pay-per-view here, and it'll probably be like $75 to $80.
It's pointless.
Yeah, I'm not gonna pay for it.
It's pointless. It's absolutely pointless. Don't get me wrong. I mean, the fights were good. The last one was very exciting.
Yeah, I think based on the success they've had from the fights,
Yeah.
they don't care, so they'll most likely do it.
They don't care. I mean, it was an exciting. The last fight was exciting, and the fight before that was exciting.
Yeah.
The first fight was interesting. You know what's going to happen. It was interesting, but the second and the third fight, I have to confess, they were exciting. But, I mean, for the second fight, as soon as Wilder took his mask off, I knew he was in trouble. The way he took his mask off, he looked like he was in a daze. Remember when they said the battery pack was too heavy?
Yeah, the battery pack.
Yeah, the battery pack was too heavy, you know, and the lights and all that crap. But as soon as he took his mask off, I'm not a man to make excuses for Wilder, but I looked in Wilder here. I looked in his face and he didn't look right. He didn't look right. And then the fight started and I thought, yo, you lost this fight already. That was the second fight. Then the third fight, I didn't see how he's going to win. And then he came out with those heavy punches to the body where he put all his might in those punches to Tyson Fury's body. And that's not the point of the body shot. You don't put all your might in them. It's supposed to be a clever shot to the ribs, to the floating rib, to the liver, to the kidneys. They're supposed to be intelligent shots where you're not really using up your energy. You're just twisting at the hip and twisting at the waist, pivoting, and you're trying to hurt the guy whilst expending as little energy as possible. That's the point of, to me, that's a good body shot. A good body shot is where you just let you pivot.
Well, he lacked muscle memory, so that means that he's not used to doing that, you know?
He's not used to doing that. It's not a shot. It's not something that he does. You don't do that. You don't fight like that. So
why he went for it in the fight makes no sense if he didn't train for it, you know?
Well, apparently they trained for it, but he was just, teaching an old dog new tricks. You can teach an old dog new tricks, but somebody as stubborn as Deontay Wilder.
So you saying he lacks the fundamentals,
listen, it's not just me saying it. It's
the whole world.
It's Larry Holmes said it. Larry Holmes said it on tape. I mean, I'd bring it up if I knew we were going to talk about it, but Larry Holmes said it. Who else said it? Larry Holmes is the most recent. Floyd Mayweather Sr. said it. He's on camera. He said it. I think I did a video. I did a video.
No, I seen the video of him.
Yeah. They've all said it. They've all said that Deontay Wilder lacks the fundamentals, the basic fundamentals. And there was a time, interestingly enough, there was a time where his fundamentals were pretty decent. Back in his earlier career, he was a better boxer, skill-wise, than he was in his latter part of his career because he kept on reducing his skills. He kept on reducing his skill set down to the big right hand.
Yep.
The jab and the right hand. The jab and the right hand. He stopped skipping. He stopped doing road work. So his whole skill set reduced because he thought, all I need is my jab and the right hand. All I got to do is be perfect for 2 seconds of a fight. And that his skills reduced. He was a better fighter early in his career than he was in the latter part of his career because he just thought, all I need is my jab and my right hand.
Yeah, he definitely did good on that first Vern fight. Remember, he stayed behind the jab. Yeah.
That's probably one of the best that he's looked ever. And then his skills reduced because he said, all I need is the jab and the right hand. So, somebody like that who will that's a hard person to work with. And that's why I think Mark Breland kind of gave up on him. And I understand.
I mean, it's not hard to give up on people who don't listen,
You're just going to give up. And see, if you're working with somebody who don't listen, you are going to give up because nobody's going to stand there banging the head against a brick wall. Nobody's going to do that. So I think Mark Breland just gave up on him. I mean, Mark Breland is on video, on tape, saying that my son, I think he said his 12-year-old son is a better boxer than Deontay Wilder. He said that on tape. You know what I mean? So, and I wouldn't disagree with him. I'm pretty sure he's telling the bloody truth. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Same name. So yeah, we covered that one. There are plenty of new names coming up, new gen. Ruiz chin did look shaky, has looked a little shaky of late. Yeah, 60,000. Sugar Ray Leonard fought four fights with someone. That's possible. I don't know who. Sugar Ray Robinson. Yeah, Sugar Ray Robinson. Yeah. I mean, he was. This is not this era though. That's not this era. That's still in the old era where them guys were fighting 100. Those guys could have 100 fights in a career. These guys now, they might have 30, 40 fights in a career. Them guys that could have 150 fights in a career. Them guys are fighting 3 times as many fighters as these guys. Them guys are fighting 4 or 5 times a year. These guys now, some PBC guys don't even fight 1 time a year.
Yeah, it's like once every 2 years.
Once every year and a half. Well, you know what I'm saying? I wouldn't rule out a 4th fight. It looks highly likely.
Yeah, exactly. Money talks. Exactly.
Yeah. Wilder was a heavy punch bag in the 2nd and 3rd. Yeah. But in the 3rd fight, though, at least he dropped Fury 2 times. He didn't drop him in the 2nd fight. So, in a sense, he did better. He did better in the 3rd fight. He lasted longer in the 3rd fight.
Yeah, he definitely came in more prepared for the 3rd fight.
Yeah.
Than he did for the 2nd one.
Yes. Wilder was still fighting cruiserweights after 35. That is true. One trick pony, good trick though when it comes off. Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. What are we looking at? What topics did I not cover? Let's have a look. Let's have a look at my list. The PBC looking to strip the WBC? Will the WBC?
Yeah, hey, there was plenty of fights that got mandated today. I don't know if you saw the whole list.
I haven't seen the whole list yet.
Yeah, quite a bit of them.
Okay, I'll have a little look at that shortly. WBC, True Geordie in a fix. Errol. Oh, you don't know True Geordies, but you know who True Geordie's the English guy. Hold on, you know who Andrew Tate is though.
Do I know who Andrew Tate is?
Yeah.
Of course I know who fucking Top G is. Who doesn't, man? He's taking over social media, man.
Okay, we'll talk about him because he's in a situation with the English podcaster.
Oh, okay.
So we'll talk about him in a second.
Yeah, Top G is crazy, man.
Yeah. Let's come out of that. Let's get rid of that. What are we talking about? Oh yeah. I know exactly what we're talking about. I don't know if you've seen this clip. I'm going to play this little clip. What is that there? What is this here? Which one do I sacrifice? I got to close a window. Let's go with this one. I can bring that back in a second.
Yeah. What did Andrew Tate do?
I'm going to tell you that in a second. But first of all, I want to show you this. Well, it's the British podcaster has got in trouble because of something he said about Andrew Tate. Before we do that, I want to do this. I don't know if you've seen this. You may or you may not, but let me share my screen with you. Yeah, there we go. Boom.
Oh yeah, I've seen this.
Oh, you seen that?
Want to go to Dubai, baby?
Do what? Do what? Okay, let's have a little look. It was Thor. Hold on a sec. Let me check something out here.
Hey, after you play the video, I want to say something from experience. I think I know what he was on.
Oh, okay. Hold on a sec. Let me just check this thing out, though. Let me just check something out. I got Thor. Who is Thor?
Salute, bro. How you doing?
How you doing, Thor?
You're good, mate. I was just watching your stream. I thought I'd jump on and talk some boxing.
Okay, cool and again. Okay, so firstly,
I recognize you. I just can't remember your last name. You changed it.
Thor.
Yeah, Thor.
Okay, that's cool. Just gonna put you on mute there, Thor, so there's no background sound. Okay, and we're gonna have a look at this. We're gonna have a look at this. Hold on, where am I? Where's that? Bring it over here. And let's press play. I ain't gonna go the whole thing. We're just gonna do this.
So yeah, it's just been so hard. I take full responsibility. I mean, he was cheating on me, so I did run that nigga over with my car, but we would appreciate. Would you want to go to Dubai, baby? Do you want to go to Dubai, baby?
Do what? Okay, so she said something about he cheated on her, so she ran him over. And do you want to go to Dubai, baby?
Do you want to go to Dubai? That's the main thing I remember out the whole video, man. Do you want to go to Dubai, baby?
Do what? Do what?
Hey, I just want to say, when I was younger, I was fucking crazy, right?
Yeah.
So I got Xanax prescribed, right? Because I was having anxiety really bad. Just so I went to the doctor and they gave me Xanax, right?
Yeah.
This is what it reminds me, I swear. So one day I went out with my girl and I took Xanax and I went and took some shots, right? And you're not supposed to do that because if you mix pills with alcohol, it just especially Xanax, it makes you stupid. Like you just can't even function, right? That's what it reminds me of when I'm watching this. That's exactly what it reminds me of. So I'm not saying he took specifically Xanax and took some shots, but he definitely took some pills and alcohol. That's exactly what it reminds me of, to the point where you can't even function, you know?
Yeah. Well, we know he's had I just muted you again, Thor. I'll unmute you in a second because I can hear some background noise on your mic. So I just muted you again. I'll unmute you in a sec. We know he's had issues with alcohol. For sure. We don't know if there's any other substances involved, but we for sure know that he crashed a Ferrari at high speed without a soft top, without wearing a seatbelt, and almost damn near killed himself. We know that for sure. We know that for 100%.
Yeah, we definitely know his prior history. Yeah, with alcohol.
Definitely know that. And we definitely know that he crashed his G-Wagon after he crashed his Ferrari. We definitely know that. I covered that story.
Yeah, but that was not as big as the Ferrari, right?
No, it wasn't
like
as big
a smaller accident, right?
Just a small accident, but it's still a habit of crashing cars. You know what I'm saying? So in a short period of time. So we know that he's got a problem of sorts, and we were hoping that, after he narrowly escaped killing himself because of his habit, we thought he'd straighten up. Now, fair enough, he's not behind a wheel right now, but he still seems to have an issue of self-control when it comes to the alcohol. At least alcohol. It could have been something mixed in with it. But the man has a problem. We're assuming this is his latest girlfriend. It's not the old one. So,
wait. This is not the same you've seen in the prior pictures of him?
No, she's been with this one for about a year or so, Remember, he had an issue with his baby mama. She kind of aired him out on social media about a year ago or something like this, and this is the replacement. So this is the replacement to her.
And you think this video is recent, or you think it just got uploaded recently?
Well, it's got to be in the last year. You know what I'm saying? It's got to be in the last year, and it's got to be relatively recent with this girl saying he cheated on her. So one would imagine it's very recent. And then Bud Crawford said But Crawford said, "What the? We know you got some issues. We know there's reasons why
Oh
why
yeah, yeah.
he's dragging your ass over there. He's dragging your ass, and don't do that. We don't know what he's talking about. Was it PEDs or was it his drinking habit or some other kind? Some other kind of substance?
Yeah. But here's the thing, though. When you read that tweet, you're like, "What the fuck is he talking about?" But
Yeah,
then you see the video, and it all makes sense, right?
all
But
makes sense.
yeah, it all makes sense. But you just don't know if the video is recently or from recent times or
Yeah.
like prior to the accident. I just don't know. Oh, but you
Yeah,
said this is a recent girlfriend, right?
he's a recent girlfriend, so it's got to be
Oh, okay.
recent.
So it's got
So
to
it's
be
got to be
recent then.
recent.
Oh,
It's got to
okay.
be recent. Okay.
Oh,
In
so
um,
why you think this girl recorded this and released it, or who?
well, that's the thing. That's another thing. Thor, you can unmute yourself when you're ready, my friend. That's another thing. He's got an issue with girlfriends. Girlfriends kind of turning him in.
Hey, yo, can I say something real quick? In
Yeah.
the chat, somebody's mentioning MO3, and I was watching a video short. You know how YouTube has a YouTube shorts and stuff?
Yeah.
You scroll up. So I got a YouTube recommended where this guy is talking about how Errol Spence basically killed that dude, MO3. He's responsible for his death in some sort of way.
Who's
So I don't know.
ML3? Who's ML3?
From what I've heard, it's probably they were banging the same girl. So
Oh,
yeah, according to that guy from that short, they caught STDs. So I'm not sure. You got to watch the video.
Oh, dang.
Yeah,
I think
it's like a whole mess.
I think Errol
man.
I think Errol Spence definitely has a history of this kind of behavior. We've seen videos of him dancing with Yellow Beezy, getting drunk, twerking with him, kissing on him, the car crash. Now this, I think this is why Al Heyman didn't want to make the Crawford fight. He knew that Crawford would probably go in there and destroy Spence. Spence has got a bit of a junkie vibe going on right now. So, yeah, I mean, I think he's just a mess.
Yeah, junkie vibe. But yet, what was his last fight? Against the Cuban.
Ugas, yeah.
Yeah,
Ugas.
I mean, inside the ring, he's been looking good, though, right?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
You don't think
Ugas
so?
isn't even a power puncher. And he had Spence doing the chicken dance.
No, he
I
did.
mean, if that was Terence Crawford,
Listen,
he would have blown his fuse out.
I do have a lot of questions about that punch because he hit him and he just stopped. I never seen that shit before. Most of the people I've seen, somebody hits him and they hurt him, they go right after him. They just unleashed everything, That is kind of weird that he just backed off and just watched until he recovered and shit.
I think the ref was the ref about to stop him, or the gum shield was out, or the ref. There was something funny about the situation.
Yeah, the gum shield came out. Yeah,
right. Yeah, it was a weird situation where the gum shield came out or something, and the ref was about to stop him, and he got the punch in first. So that was weird. That was some weirdness. But yeah, there was a bit of a chicken dance going on there. Junkie vibe.
But he still broke his eye sockets and shit. So his face. So
Yeah, he tortured Ugas though.
But what I'm saying is though that the fast life outside the ring will catch up to him eventually.
Yeah.
Inside.
Yeah, see, the Errol Spence that was fighting guys like Cal Brook, Algieri, Peterson, I think that was kind of a prime version. I don't think this is a prime Errol Spence. I mean, beating Ugas is okay, but I mean, I don't really rate Ugas that highly. This is a guy with 5 losses that was a smaller guy coming up from 140. I mean, he beat Pacquiao, who was 1,000 years old. So, I mean,
yeah. Nobody really ranked Ugas like that until he beat Manny, though. Once he beat Manny, he kind of did gain a little bit of credibility, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But other than that,
someone like a Crawford or Boots or Virgil or even like a Keith Thurman, I don't mind. Those are guys that I consider more like dynamic athletes with a bit more versatility. Ugas is, flat-footed, counter puncher, low volume, a guy that's, been beat up at 140. I mean, it's not really impressive.
Yeah.
No, true. But he had the belt though, so he had to fight him.
Yeah.
So if he wanted that belt, he had to fight him.
Yeah.
I mean, Crawford's got a belt as well, bro. But he's not fighting him. So.
Yeah. I'm saying though, I mean, it's easier to fight a Ugas than it is to arrange a Crawford fight. As you can see, they can't even do that shit. So.
Why do you think? What do you think? Do you think that? I'm talking to ignorant boxing. Do you think that Errol Spence has avoided Crawford or not?
I think Errol Spence, the fighter, is not avoiding Crawford, but the management is, because they seen this. They see the way Errol Spence is probably behaving outside the ring. So they're trying to prevent fucking Crawford from massacring him.
Yeah. Yeah. What do you think?
Bro,
what do you think?
And most likely, after seeing videos like this, I favor Crawford to beat him, to be honest.
I've always
bro,
favored.
I have to be honest. Errol Spence has been ducking Crawford for a long time. If it's not, you have to get a bell. It's across the street. You have to take less money. Now it's like they have to fight for no money. It's all back end. Even though Crawford, I think, brought a deal to the table like with $50 million or something. They were like, no, let's fight for nothing. And it's just, bro, it's just one fire hoop after another.
Yeah, but
Is that
he's not calling the shots though. It's Al Heyman calling the shots. So,
No, but this is the problem when Terence Crawford and Errol Spence came face to face. Spence told him, "I'm my own boss. You've got a boss." And Bob Arum, I answer to nobody. Well, then if you say that, then you can't use Al Heyman as an excuse, right? You can't howl to the world, "I'm my own boss." You answer to Bob Arum. So when Crawford calls up, "Yo, I'm a free agent. Let's cut a deal." Suddenly it's, "Where's Al Heyman? I'm a victim." Like, nah, bro. I just think he's a bitch.
No, he definitely is a slave to Al Heyman for sure. Like if you're you have no control of your career and somehow you're the top fucking guy at 147, you have no say in what you do, then you're definitely a slave to the fucking promoter.
Yeah, don't tell Bud Crawford you got a boss called Bob Arum. I'm my own boss. Big Fish promoter, or whatever it was. Was it a true? What's his promotional company? EJ Promotions. I'm my own boss. I'm my own promoter. Terence Crawford's got a boss. This is why the fight isn't happening. I was like, okay, it is what it is. 2 years later, Crawford's a free agent. Let's cut a deal. Speak to Al. Speak to Al. Is that what you're bullshitting? Then like, don't fuck us around. If you're not your own boss and you're a slave to Al Heyman, just say it.
Yo, personally, in today's modern day of how pay-per-views are being sold or people are buying them and shit, I would have done a $25 million. Like, why not? That's reasonable. That's more than reasonable. You just don't even know if you're gonna make that back because of the way people are stealing pay-per-views today. So,
the global economical crisis. We got a global economical crisis. Piracy as an all-time high. 10 years ago, maybe this fight could have done 1 million buys. Right now, the world's broke. Piracy, fire sticks. I mean, pay-per-view just aren't selling no more like they used to. Unless you're Canelo Alvarez or Anthony Joshua or Tyson Fury, you can't really move big numbers.
Well, Tyson Fury ain't moving big numbers.
I think compared to most the level.
I'll correct myself. Beforehand, before he fought Deontay Wilder, he wasn't moving big numbers. But 100%. since fighting Deontay Wilder, his numbers have gone up. Yes, his numbers have gone up. To be fair,
I don't think he's at the level of a Joshua or Tyson Fury. I don't think he's at the level of a Joshua or Canelo, but I think he's still bigger than. Yeah, but most of the guys are.
His numbers have gone up. Yeah, in fairness to him, yes, they have. As far as the 25 million is concerned, when Crawford came back and said, "Listen, I got 25 million apiece. I'm in contact with some hedge fund guys, and they're prepared to do 25 million apiece." Crawford. Well, long story short, anyway, Crawford, Spence, ums and ahs, eventually goes to Al Heyman. Says, "Listen, I got 25 mil. Got hedge fund guys prepared to back the fight to the tune of 25 mil each." That's up front, 25 mil each up front. And then Al Heyman says to him, "So why would you limit yourself?" So here's my problem with that. Al Heyman's
he said, "Why would you put a ceiling on yourself?"
Yeah, why would you put your ceiling on yourself? Now here's my problem with that. Al Heyman has given Crawford no guarantee. So there's no guarantee, no minimum guarantee. But yet these guys are basically guaranteeing him 25 million. Al Heyman guaranteeing him 0. So 0. That's so Al Heyman is effectively, by guaranteeing him 0, Al Heyman is saying, "Listen, we don't know how profitable this fight could be. We don't know even if it's a big profit. I'm guaranteeing you 0. The other people guaranteeing him 25 mil up front. Where do you go? For the 0 guarantee or the 25 mil? Let me tell you how it works. If you go for the 0 guarantee, then that only makes sense if you're getting one hell of a percentage on the back end. Yeah. You don't go for zero guarantee and a mediocre percentage on the back end. If you go for zero, it's like an actor. Now, actors, in those big movies, by Spielberg and all the top directors, actors will sometimes say, well, give me a little upfront or minimal to no upfront, but I'll take a percentage.
Royalties.
Yeah, I'll take a percentage on the royalties. And then you get a big, massive blockbuster film like Star Wars or whatever, or this, or I don't know, whatever big films there are. And then the actor becomes a multi-millionaire off the back of it because he didn't take much up front, if anything, small amount. But he believed in the project and he said, listen, I don't want much up front. Just give me a big percentage on the back end. And that's how it works. If you don't take anything up front, then logically you need a big percentage on the back end. What Al's telling this guy, some punk move, is saying, well, take nothing up front, and then we give you a little something, a little 35-40% on the back end. No, if you take nothing up front, then you got to have one hell of a back end. Or you go for a guarantee, which is a 25 mil. So basically, I was asking him to be a straight up punk all the way around the board, all the way around. We're not going to give you nothing up front, and then we'll give you 35-40%. But don't go for the 25 mil because you're putting a limit on yourself. Foolishness.
Bro, is that someone telling me? Is that someone telling you, don't take this Ferrari? You're putting a limit on yourself. Why don't you go sit in that, burnt out Honda? Because it's, I don't know, got nicer seats inside. Don't put a limit on yourself.
It makes no sense.
Yeah, yo, that's the thing I didn't understand is like you're telling him that not to put a ceiling on himself, but you're not offering him any guaranteed to make him feel like the fight is big, So
exactly.
So he just has to risk it all and go off of what he says.
Risk it all and then not get a massive reward at the end.
Yeah, at the
I've
end.
never seen in my life watching boxing. Have you guys ever seen in the history of boxing an undisputed historic fight at this level? Two top guys, all the belts, undefeated guys. That is massive, interest and no money up front. I've never seen that happen, bro, ever.
Yeah, it's mad.
Is it because PBC doesn't have the money, you think, or what?
Well, I was going to come to that point because earlier on in this show, I'm not going to do it again because I've already done it towards the beginning. I show you some documentation that shows that Al Haymon borrowed $614 million from bankers. I then proceed to show you from a Twitter handle. Twitter? Yeah, it's a Twitter handle. Some guys who looked into this shiznix show you that the shares that these bankers effectively got with their money, the shares in PBC, that remember they paid $614 million. Jimmy or Thor, give me a figure how much you think those shares are worth now. Take a while.
So they paid $600 million for the shares. How much are they? I'm thinking probably not even half. Even half.
I saw this video, right? Yo, I normally don't watch barbershop conversations videos, right? But lately I've just been clicking on any boxing channel and just listening to anyone or basically different points of view. And I did see his video about that. And basically those shares are worth zero today.
Correct. Barbershop, correct. That's correct. That's what the documentation that I saw says. 614 million was what they paid for the shares. Today, those shares are worth zero. No.
What they paid for the shares was in the thousands.
No.
He made a mistake on saying it.
No. Hold on a second. What I'm saying to you is that the bankers put 614 million. That's how much that's how much they gave Al Heyman. That's how much they gave Al Heyman. Yeah.
Raphael, have you also heard that Showtime might be pulling out of boxing? So
Loaned
that's
him.
a big problem.
Loaned him. Yeah, loaned him. Sorry, not gave, loaned him. And now basically there's basically nothing left. So even if it was a mistake and it was thousands, not millions, the point is that of the 614 million that was loaned to PBC, or they invested as a backing, they backed him to that tune of 614 mil, there is effectively nothing left.
That's pretty shocking, though, if you think about it. I mean, PBC really hasn't made any mega fights, you know. They didn't make Joshua Wilder. They didn't make Crawford Spence. You know, they didn't make Charlo Andrade, Tank Lomachenko. I mean, what did they waste their money on? I mean, there weren't any mega fights that happened.
Well, remember at first they were paying broadcasters to broadcast their cards.
Yep.
They were paying broadcasters to broadcast their cards. And remember, the business model, ultimately, it got to a stage where they were going to have a PBC island, where they were going to have a PBC belt. They were looking to separate themselves from boxing. PBC belts, PBC fighters fighting PBC fighters, and it didn't work. All it did was not give people the fights they wanted to see.
Yep.
That's all they achieved. That's all they achieved. And when the big fights came up, Joshua v. Wilder, I think, was the biggest of them all.
Yeah,
it was clear for any objective person to see what the game plan was. No, they're just going to say no. They're just going to say no, and they're going to come out with a lot of BS. They're going to say, "Oh, here's the 50 mil." Where's the 50 mil? The 50 mil was a figure that BT Sports came up with when Frank Warren asked them potentially, what could this fight be worth? Potentially. Hypothetical figures, hypothetical money. There never was a bag. And if there was a bag, it was an empty bag. There was never 50 million in the bag. And they knew Anthony Joshua was signed exclusively to Matchroom and Sky. There never was a bag. And if there was a bag, the bag was empty. They just stuffed some paper in there. It wasn't money in there. There was never 50 mil.
Yeah, because I remember Eddie Hearn asking for a meeting with Shelley Finkel.
Shelley Finkel
said that you got 24. Yeah, he said no, 24 hours, say yes or no deal. Like, come on, bro, who does business like that?
Shelley Finkel said, say yes to the contract, say yes to the deal, and then we'll meet.
Yeah. They were like, bro, say yes to what? We don't even know what we're saying yes to. So I think that was a publicity stunt, bro.
I'll be right back. I eat dinner real quick. If you're still alive.
They offered Wilder multiple times, but, you know, they just didn't want it. Look, PBC has no money and Showtime is going under, which some people are saying the Paramount might shut down Showtime. I think that, you know, Crawford came with some investors, and if they're willing to put the money up, then make the fight on BLK, an app. As long as the fight gets made and everyone gets paid, what's the problem? But they don't want to do it.
Well, that's what we see from PBC. They're not interested in satisfying the public. No way, no how. They're not interested in saying, well, listen, the fight needs to happen. You need to see it there. Forget that. It's what's my bottom line. And remember, Al Heyman took his share as a CEO. He got paid. He paid himself. And then he got paid 10, 15, 20% off each fighter off each fight. So Al got paid. But as far as being concerned about making the fights, no. We saw that with Joshua Wilder was a pivotal point in our understanding of PBC and how PBC worked and what PBC thought of the boxing fan. And it seemed clear to me that PBC didn't give a rat's ass about anything other than their bottom line. That's all, their bottom line. And if it meant that a fight doesn't happen because it doesn't suit them and their bottom line, It doesn't happen, and they don't feel no way about it whatsoever. And so, really, to me, it would be best if PBC went under. It would be best for the
100%.
boxing if PBC went under. I believe that Al Heyman has a brother, Bobby Heyman, and he came into boxing with good intentions. I do believe that. However, I think somewhere along the way he got corrupted. Somewhere along the way, you think, well, my ideals, the original ideals, got lost, and it just became about the bottom line. And I think that's the reality, and it's sad, but that's what we're left with. It's just about the bottom line, and to hell with the public and what we don't care about you. We don't care about you. It's about my bottom line. It's about the bottom line. That's the beginning, and that's the end of it.
I think in in sports, when you don't respect the customer, the fans, you're always doomed to fail. If you look at sports like football, UFC, they give the fans what they want. In football's big tournaments, in UFC, it's the best versus the best. These guys are doing crazy numbers. In boxing, when you don't do that, you generate poor numbers. Fans, like these days, it's hard, man. It's hard making money out here, and no one wants to buy pay-per-views for bullshit. Fury, Chisora 3, I don't want to pay for that.
For real.
Or like Deontay Wilder versus Hellenius, that's not pay-per-view.
No,
these aren't pay-per-view fights.
No, Fury versus Chisora. That's not to do with PBC though. That's Frank Warren. That's Tyson Fury. I think Tyson Fury is a big mover in that. Tyson Fury went against the public. There's been a public backlash because that's a ridiculous fight. I've already gone through the top 30 heavyweights, and there are ample amount of heavyweights that people would rather have seen Tyson Fury fight.
You charge a 30 quid, bro. 30 quid for Fury Chisora 3. Come on.
Fury Chisora 3 is probably going to be one of the most streamed fights in the history of boxing. It's probably going to be one of the most streamed fights in the history of boxing.
I think a lot of fans won't even stream it, bro. I think they'll just do something else. The first fight was on free TV Channel 5. The rematch was on Box Nation, and the rematch was terrible. Fans started booing at the end. Chisora, and I like Chisora, but I mean, the guy's completely finished. He's washed up.
Well, listen, Chisora had a very good fight with Joseph Parker. I think he beat Joseph Parker the first fight. Joseph Parker beat him in the second. So
Pulev as well. That fight was close, very close as well, controversial. I think Del Boy. I like to see him in the other fights, but not this fight.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was saying to ignorant boxing. It's not the problem. Isn't Chisora? The problem is the matchup. Fury very cleverly said, "Well, Chisora brings a certain amount of people. I bring a certain amount of people. Together, we're going to make us guaranteed success." And that's right to an extent. But the X factor here is that people don't want to see Chisora versus Fury. Chisora versus Parker, I enjoyed. Chisora.
Is that why they moved it to London? I think that's why they might have moved it to London, because Chisora is a big ticket seller around London.
That's why they moved it to London for Chisora's crowd, for Chisora's people. Some people say that Tyson Fury sold 90,000 tickets at Wembley. He didn't. Dillian White sold X amount, and then Tyson Fury sold X amount, and together they sold X amount. You know what I'm saying? If it was somebody else, if it was Otto Wallin, they wouldn't have sold 90,000. You know what I mean?
Is that when Joshua fought Carlos Takam? He sold 80,000 tickets by himself. That's what you call doing by yourself. Yeah, you don't fight Dillian White, who's one of the biggest. You don't fight Dillian White in London, who's a big ticket seller in London, one of the biggest stars in UK boxing, and say it's by myself.
Exactly, and the RDCR Nation. TKO22 just adding a little color to the chat. That's most appreciated. We got Bruce Gas up in the building. We got Mad Chad up in the building. The Tone, Timothy Evans, and the AOBZ, the Wizard Sleeves. Enough people. I just want to go through the chat a little bit, see what's going on, see what a guan. Al said, "Don't sell yourself short. Don't. Hey, why you put a ceiling on yourself? Why you putting a ceiling on yourself? What is that? Mr. Dawkins, what kind of percentage we're talking about? That 25 mil percentage. 25 mil, that's a hell of a lot high percentage. I mean, percentage from what though? Percentage for, we don't know what the figures are, so it's hard to give a percentage on unknown figures, on an unknown figure, you know what I mean? Heyman, an expert with other people's money, yay, an expert of taking other people's money, but you're supposed to be getting giving a return on that though. Heyman hates boxing. I think he does. I really think he does. What does 614K buying boxing? It was an error, not millions. Okay, yeah, I'll accept that it was an error, but the bottom line is that $500,000 was loaned to PBC, and that money's gone. Yeah, so I'll accept what you're saying, but the $500,000 still gone. You know what I mean? Yes. Making the chat colorful. Much appreciation. Much appreciation goes out to the TKO. All right, to sell the fights. AJ had no right to sell the fight rights. Sell the fight rights. BT Sports could not put the fight on because AJ was signed exclusive to Sky. So the 50 mil was a pile of crapola nonsense, is what I'm saying. Let's go. Timothy Thomas comes in with a nice little super chat. Mr. Dawkins, who has given the boxing public more for their currency, Don King or Al Heyman? Oh, it's clearly Don King. Not even a competition. There ain't no competition. I won't even bother streaming it. I'll stream it just because will I be talking about it to you guys? I don't know. I think I will, but only out of duty, not out of love. It's I don't know. Will anybody even care about that fight? Does anybody even care about that fight? I think Tyson Fury got it very, very wrong. Got better things to do than to watch that nonsense. I totally hear you. Excellente. It's a little thing to add color to the chat. That's much appreciated. Much appreciated. So that's the TKO 22 coming through. The Timothy Thomas coming through again. I think he came through last show as well. Much appreciated. TKO, boom. Making the chat nice, bright, and colorful. That's much appreciated. Much appreciated. The part-time boxing champions gone bankrupt, sadly. Yeah, I think they're running on fumes. What's going on? Oh yeah, I went through this before. I'll briefly look at the amount of people that Tyson Fury could afford that would have made it a more interesting fight. Even Jared Anderson would have been a more interesting fight than Chisora. Not knocking Chisora, I'm just saying it's the third time and it's not a stimulating matchup at all. So I would have preferred to see Jared Anderson. I would have preferred to see who we got? Daniel Dubois. I would have preferred to see Zhilei Zhang. Zhilei Zhang came off a loss, but it's a controversial loss. Some people say he should have won against Hrgovic. So even though it's coming off a loss, I still prefer to see Zhilei Zhang. Tyson v. Zhilei Zhang than Derek Chisora. No knock on Derek Chisora. It's just a bad matchup for Chisora. It's a bad matchup. I'd have preferred to see Otto Wallin. Tyson Fury versus Otto Wallin. I preferred that easily because that fight, Otto Wallin versus Tyson Fury won. And anybody else not named Tyson Fury, they would have stopped that fight. That was a nasty cut. Martin Bakole looking very good. 18 wins. I think his only one loss came against Michael Hunter. And then, but I don't like the matchup Fury being Bakole because Bakole. I don't like the fact that Bakole doesn't take his head off the center line enough. His head is too stationary. That's something he has to learn. His trainer has got to sort himself out. He's got to get his head off the center line. With him, Martin Bakole's head being on the center line constantly, he just get his head jabbed off by Tyson Fury. That would not a good look. Michael Hunter, I'd say Michael Hunter. I'd have preferred Michael Hunter to Chisora if he'd have looked better in his last fight against Jerry Forrest. He won against Jerry Forrest allegedly, but that's not what I saw. To me, Jerry Forrest beat him. Plus, Michael Hunter threw up in the ring, and that's an instant disqualification. So, no. Filip Hrgovic, I would have said Filip Hrgovic before his fight with Zhilei Zhang, but Zhilei Zhang just proved to have more power, and it seemed like he might have more heart as well than Filip Hrgovic. Filip Hrgovic was outpowered, more heart from Zhilei Zhang, and Filip Hrgovic just kind of points fought. He points fought. It was a points fight. He just turned into a points fight for him. Just tap, 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 get out of the way, tap, 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 get out of the way, tap, 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 almost get knocked out. And, so he just finagled that. Good luck for him. I know that he had a bereavement in the family that might have took 20% off him. We don't know. We can't condemn the guy. We can't stone him. We can't condemn him to stoning, death by stoning just yet. Got to give him a next chance. But Filip Hrgovic came out of that fight, even though he apparently lost. He came out of that fight better than the alleged victor, Filip Hrgovic. Luis Ortiz versus Fury now. We don't need to see that. His knees will probably just give out. Frank Sanchez against Fury, absolutely 100%. Joseph Parker, he says he won't fight. Fury's his big brother. Whatever, get out of there. He just got knocked out by Joe Joyce. Dillian White, very underwhelming fight. Andy Ruiz, I'd watch Andy Ruiz against Fury, even though I think he gets his head jabbed off. Too heavy-footed, too lead-footed. Joe Joyce against Fury, absolutely marvelous. I'd love to see that. Anthony Joshua, Tyson Fury put a deadline, which Joshua could not meet. So that fell through. Although I don't understand why if Tyson wanted it so much, why didn't just say, okay, we'll do it the end of December rather than the beginning? Don't understand that. Deontay Wilder, are they going to fight again a fourth time? Yeah, most likely, because I think Deontay Wilder is going to beat Andy Ruiz. I think Deontay Wilder is going to beat Andy Ruiz. So it looks like Deontay Wilder is going to fight Tyson Fury for a fourth time. Unbelievably enough. Of course, I'd like to see Alexander Usyk against Tyson Fury. Hopefully we get that in the first quarter of 2023. So what we're saying, I'm watching the fight just to see Chisora make life awkward and embarrassing, just like the open press conference. For real. I hear you. Who should AJ train with? Oh, bloody hell, that's a question up in there, isn't it? That's a question that's all up in there. Who should he train with? I did have that in the title. How long we've been live? We've been live for a long time, and I don't want to just tickle that and not get deep into it. Who should he train with? I like Mr. Bashir. I like Mr. Bashir. He's actually in the thumbnail. Let me bring the thumbnail up. That's the thumbnail. There's Spence's girl. Yeah, I can bring that down now. Where's the thumbnail? There is a thumbnail. I like Mr. Bashir. There he is, wrapping AJ's hands. You had Mr. Bashir over there. He's Joshua for sure. Going to be training with some different people. All right, Mr. Bashir. Mr. Bashir trained under Emmanuel Stewart. trained the Klitschko's. He trained Alexander Usyk. They had him in camp. So, but they went with Sanchez over Mr. Bashir. I'm sure they must have their reasons why they went one way instead of the other way. But I like Mr. Bashir. I like the fact that he trained under Emmanuel Stewart, like Sugar Hill did. I like the fact that he trained the Klitschko's. I like the fact that he trained Alexander Usyk. He was Alexander Usyk's trainer. I like all of that. But then they had him in camp and they chose a different direction. So I don't know. I don't know if they're going to revisit that. I don't know who they have in their plans. All we do know is that apparently he's going to be looking around. Well, he says he's gonna, he's having a break. He's having a break because he said when the Fury fight fell through, he just thought, nah, you know what? Forget it. Let's get back in the gym. Let's work on some things. Let's work on developing. Take some time out to develop. That's what he's doing. Taking some time out to develop. He's having a nice little break. Yeah, he's having a nice little break. Let's have a look. The brotherly excuse from Joseph Parker. How can a man say such a comment? Why not fight him? Yeah, fight him. Make a lot of money. Fight Fury, make a lot of money, and still be brothers. You know, you're not real brothers. Be cousins instead of brothers then. You know what I mean? I hope Bashir would be his pick too. AJ needs a teacher to get in his head 100%. How about Mickey Duff? Mickey Duff. Isn't it? Didn't Mickey Duff die a long time ago, my friend? Or Conor Benn's trainer. Yeah, well, he used to train with Tony, what's his name? Tony Sims. He's Conor Benn's trainer. He used to train with him before. Yeah. I like Tony Sims. Mickey Duff's been dead a long time. Boxer size Ben, preferably not. Parker is Fury's butler. Yeah, man. It's some mad things. It's some mad things. What else is on the list? What have I not done?
All right, I'm back.
Oh yeah, you're back. Excellente. Jimmy disappeared. He didn't say goodbye.
Yeah, Jimmy changed his name.
Jimmy changed his name, and he didn't say he was. I recognized the voice, and everybody's saying in the chat, it's Jimmy. I said, damn, Jimmy. Why didn't you tell me it was Jimmy, man? Good to see you, Jimmy. Good to speak.
Yeah, I recognize his voice too, but I just couldn't remember his name.
Yeah, I couldn't remember the name. So we've looked at Joshua. I think. Well, my recommendation for who you should train with. Obviously, they're in there. I'm not in camp with them. They're in camp.
Is he looking for a new trainer again?
Hypothetically, not certainly, but hypothetically, he might be looking for a new trainer. My recommendation, if he were looking for a new trainer, my recommendation would be the guy in the picture, Mr. Bashir. Mr. Bashir worked under Emmanuel Stewart in the Kronk gym, and he worked with the Klitschko's, and he was trainer to Alexander Usyk. To me, that's a hell of a pedigree that might work for Joshua. Hell of a pedigree. You're saying he should just stick to what he's got. Is that what you're saying?
No, I mean, it's up to him. Shit, you know.
Yeah.
It really is up to him. He didn't look that bad in that last fight.
He didn't look that bad at all. He looked better than the first fight. That's for sure.
Yes,
I think so.
So he either keeps that same trainer and tries to improve, or tries to find a new trainer. I mean, shit.
Yeah. Or he goes on a bit of a tour because he's checking out people. It's like the buffet. We go up to the buffet, let me try this one, and let me try that one, and let me try the other one. You know what I'm saying? I think he should have changed trainers earlier, though. I think he stuck with the McCracken for too long.
Yeah, but the thing is, he needs to find a trainer and actually stick with him, not just because you can't win a fight. Then you switching trainers all the time. Then that's definitely going to impact him, though. If you
shouldn't be switching trainers all the time. No, I don't think you should be switching trainers all the time at all. But I think he stayed with McCracken for too long. The previous trainer.
Yeah, I know who he is. Why do you think that?
Why do I think that? Because he didn't develop, did he? He didn't develop as he should have developed. He didn't develop as he should have developed. McCracken.
No. When you say that, like, what do you think that he's lacking? Is it because he lost the fight, or he lost to Andy Ruiz?
No. McCracken is an Olympic. Okay, he was a pro trainer. He was a trainer to Fratch, I believe. But then Fratch was kind of stiff. Fratch was kind of stiff, a stiff fighter, stiff. Wasn't very fluid. To me, the best heavyweight boxer of the last 30 years, to me, it was Lennox Lewis. And Lennox Lewis developed a certain amount of fluidity. You know what I'm saying? He for a big man, as big as he was, he could bounce on his feet a little bit. You know what I'm saying? He could bounce on his feet, a little 1-2, left, right, and then walk in a little bit, and then, shift. He had a certain fluidity to him. To me, Anthony Joshua should always have been working on fluidity. He should always have been trying to be fluid. And McCracken's not that man. McCracken is not that man. So stayed with him too long.
It's hard to be fluid when you have all those muscles, though.
It's hard to be fluid, but it's not impossible, and you should be working towards that. And it's not even being fluid for 3 minutes of every round. It's like being able to be fluid for at least 30 seconds every round. You know what I'm saying? And at least if you're not up on your toes, just move around on your toes, 1, 2, just move around a little bit and just, slip, feint, parry. There's slip, feint, parry. There's a lot of movement, upper body movement as well, that I thought was lacking. And
so I don't agree with everything Ronnie Shields says, but he did say that Anthony Joshua did not want to leave the UK to go train elsewhere, which they believe his trainers would help him. What do you think about that?
Well,
he wanted him to come to the United States, basically.
Well, no, don't have to go to the United States. I think that Mr. Bashir would come to the UK. Mr. Bashir travels. He goes to the Ukraine. He's over there in Europe. You'd come to the UK. You don't have to go to the USA. You can get people come to you.
Yeah. But that's basically what Ronnie Shields was saying, is that the problem is that Anthony Joshua wants all these trainers to come to him where he's comfortable, and he needs to get out of his comfortable zone and go elsewhere and train.
Does he have to get out of his comfort zone? Did Muhammad Ali have to get out of his comfort zone? Did Evander Holyfield have to get out of his comfort zone? Did who else? Did Larry Holmes have to get out of his comfort zone? I mean, I don't see why you have to.
You don't agree with Ronnie Shields then?
I don't.
That's what he said. That was the excuse why he didn't train. You saw that, right? No, that's the excuse he gave for not training Anthony Joshua. It's because he wanted him to go over to the UK.
Yeah, well, his situation is his situation. He's got a gym over there. He's got people who's responsible over there. So it's more convenient for him to be in America. That's fine. But I mean, there are trainers who will travel. So Mr. Bashir will travel, so he can come over to the UK. I don't know if, coming out of your comfort zone to an extent is fine. Going over to a alien situation, I don't know if that's necessarily a good thing. I don't know that. I don't know if that's necessarily a good thing. I think, you can bring a trainer in and into your country, and that trainer can set up what he wants to set up in your country. I think that's the best of both worlds.
So in his last 2 fights, he had 2 trainers, right? So did he get fired? Did he fire that McCracken guy, or what? What happened to him?
No, he fired McCracken beforehand, before his last fight. I think McCracken was in his corner for the first Usyk fight.
Yeah.
And then he got rid of him eventually after people had been crying out for a long time. Finally got rid of McCracken and brought in Sanchez, and he elevated a guy that he already had when he was working with McCracken. So he elevated a guy and then brought in Sanchez. So he's got two kind of main trainers at the moment. How that will change, or will it change? We don't know for sure. He might stick with them, or he may make additions, changes.
Oh, so Robert Garcia's gone. You got
not necessarily.
Oh,
not
okay.
necessarily. We don't know yet. We don't know. This is all hypotheticals.
I mean, to me, he looked good on that Usyk 2 fight. He looked definitely way better than he did in that first fight.
He looked better to me.
Huh?
He looked better in the Usyk.
Oh, yeah. The second fight, yeah, he definitely did. I mean, there was a point in time that I thought he was going to win the fight.
Yeah, me too.
So he definitely did good on the. Like I said, either he gets new trainers or he needs to keep it consistently.
He may keep him. We don't know. These are all hypotheticals. Timothy Thomas says Carl Froch was stiff. Yeah, he was stiff. Stiff and salty, lol. Yeah, he was. He was stiff, but then that's a McCracken thing. That's why I think he should have got away from McCracken. Listen, McCracken did a great job with him. Got him as far as he got him, and that's to be celebrated. He got paid for that. That's to be celebrated. But there's times you need to move on. You know what I'm saying? You don't stay with your first car. You know, you're not driving your first car that you ever bought. You know what I'm saying? It's your first car. Then you're going to have your second car. Then you're going to have your third car. You don't stay in the first house you ever bought. You may, but then there's a chance you know, your job may take you elsewhere, different part of the country. You know what I'm saying? So then, boom, you move country, you move cross country, you buy a different house. But guess what? Maybe you just keep a hold of the first house. Maybe you just rent the house. You come back to that part of the country. Hey.
So you're saying that fighters should switch trainers constantly, or what?
No, I'm saying you have your car for a few years. Yeah, it works for you for a few years. That's cool. Then boom, your requirements change. Maybe you get a kid. Maybe you get 2. Now you need a different car.
Yeah, but what if that one car, your first car, has been reliable this whole time? Why would you switch?
Well, then you might keep it. Some people have the same car for 30 years. Then you might.
Why upgrade?
Then you might keep it. But then the likelihood is that you may need to upgrade, and the likelihood is you're gonna graduate from school to college. You know, but I think you call college university, we call university, and what you call college is what we call university. I think what we call university, you call college. I don't know, wherever you get your degrees from. You know, you leave from school and you go to university. So, you know, so that's your first car, that's school. University is a different car. You know, you move from a teacher to a professor. Chances are. You know, or maybe your teacher is also a professor. Maybe.
Yeah, but the only time you know that it's not working anymore is when you start taking losses. So why would he switch early in his career when it's working?
Well, I mean, Lennox Lewis switched. From who was he working with? Pep Correa to I think it was Pep Correa he was working with at one time, and he switched from him to Emmanuel Stewart. I didn't think he switched after a loss. I think he probably switched after a win. But different caliber. You know, you might switch from a Honda to a Lexus. You may. You know what I'm saying? You may switch from a 2-wheel drive to a 4-wheel drive. You may. You know what I'm saying? You may. What are we looking at? AJ should have sat McCracken after the Klitschko fight. Yeah, I've been calling for it for a while. AJ needs to study Riddick Bowe. Yeah, it would definitely be a good one to study, but not study his eating habits. Definitely don't study his eating habits. You know what I mean? What we got here? I reckon AJ feels more comfortable working under his long-term coach, McCracken, with his gun now. Only he has worked with long enough to know what makes AJ ticks. Yeah, it's gone. Cracken's gone. It was good that he's gone. He did. It's all well and good working with a teacher, but then you go to university, you need to be working with a professor. You know what I'm saying? Have you heard the expression "horses for courses"? Ignorant boxing.
Horses is for what? What's that again?
Horses for courses. So it's whatever horse is right for the particular course. It's not one horse is right for everything. Okay,
you're getting farm on me. You're going farming.
Well, a course is the race course, isn't it? It's the race course. You have different types of race course. You know, sometimes you get it's like golf. You have different types of run. You know, the coarseness, the thickness of the grass, whatever, the speed of the greens, whatever. You know, horses for courses.
Yeah, I don't know shit about horses.
Well, neither do I. Neither do I. It's just an expression. AJ picked Garcia because Fernandez liked him, not because he himself wanted. That's possible. I can't speak on that. Error. AJ picked Garcia because he wanted Garcia. Where we at?
Hey, regardless, he did good though in the second fight. Regardless of the trainers, he looked good in the second fight. He did way better than the first fight. And then, like I said, at some point I thought he was going to win the fight when he hurt him through the body.
That is true. Reality's voice is asking me to go into some deep dive, but we ain't going into no deep dive because it's 2 hours and 32 minutes. We're well into overtime. You know, the Raphael only goes for like 1.5 hours, maybe 2. With overtime, 2.5 hours. That's outrageous. That's totally outrageous. You know what I'm saying? Horses for courses. Corsets. Reality's voice is on it. He's on that thing that Errol Spence was on earlier on.
Hey, don't let your girl record you though.
It's for real. Hey, don't let your girl record you. Don't let your girl catch you slipping. You know what I mean? Don't let your girl catch you slipping.
Hey, in America, bitches are evil. I'm just letting you know. These bitches will record you, keep that shit on their phone. Oh, and then one day when they're mad at you, they're gonna put that shit up on the internet.
That's because you know I think there's a lack of love. If a girl love you and you love a girl, then that stuff is preposterous.
Yeah. Women here in America are irrational and they respond to like anything, you know, in a more dramatic fashion than they should.
Listen, they were the rich guy. Listen, the dynamic is over there with those girls and them guys. Is they were the rich guy. She said the guy cheated on her, so they were the rich guy who will cheat on her without any problem. Will cheat on her. How insecure is that girl going to feel? That girl is going to feel very, very insecure. That's going to be one hell of an insecure girl. So now she's insecure. She's got no loyalty because she's insecure. An insecure girl, there's a problem with the loyalty. Even if she was loyal before, you've cheated on her now. The dynamics changed. She knows she starts to feel disposable. She starts to feel that she can be disposed of any minute. Any minute she can be disposed of. So now she feels even more insecure. So now she's trying to hold on. Now she starts recording shizzle. She thinks she's going to blackmail you, not realizing that all she's done is signed her own death warrant, or the death warrant of the relationship. She's insured now. That girl now, I mean, he's going to say, I can't trust this hoe. That's what he's going to say. These hoes ain't loyal. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So what now? What's up now? She's on borrowed time. She's on borrowed time. So now she's even more insecure. That's the problem with these rich guys. They have to understand the psychology of the woman. The psychology, yes, you can cheat on her, but it's going to make her crazy because the chances are she ain't got no qualifications. You didn't choose a woman who had qualifications. If he had chosen a fine looking woman who was an accountant, a fine looking woman who had a high powered job, she'd be more secure in her own skin. She'd be more secure in herself. That means that the likelihood of you wanting to cheat on her would be minimized. Because what's the other song? She got her own. I love her because she got her own.
All right, hey, back up. All right, let's say you're the girl, right? I'm not trying to offend you. I'm just
no,
playing.
carry on. Yeah, no,
let's say you're the girl. I'm Errol Spence, right?
Yeah,
I'm fucking drunk. Whatever we did that night, whatever happened. I'm fucked up. Regardless, I'm fucked up. That's the end result. I'm fucked up where I can't even say no words. You know. So, what do you think went through her head to where like she's like, let me set my phone down and record this?
I just told you she's insecure. He cheated on her.
Yeah, but you're saying it because but this is her saying her piece, right? But
listen. What I'm saying is exactly what I think. She's feeling. She's insecure. He's cheated on her. She's insecure. She's took out her phone. She's showing her what she has to put up with. Look, this is how I take care of him. She was literally carrying him. She holding him like a baby. She was holding him like a baby. She's showing the world, this is how much I take care of him. Even though he cheated on me and I tried to run him over. This is how much she's having a breakdown. She's not thinking rationally. She's having an emotional breakdown.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, she's obviously doing it for damage reasons. Did you not think? Because she's obviously planning on using this in some sort of way against them.
She's not thinking rationally. She's not thinking rationally. She could be thinking, look how good I am to him. You're saying that she's doing it for damage, but she doesn't want to split the relationship up. So in her mind, she's not looking at it like that. She's saying to the world, look how much I take care of him. Look how much I love him. I love him so much I run him over in the car when he cheated on me. She ain't thinking logically. She's insecure.
That's just the girlfriend, though. That's not the baby mama, right? Or is that the baby?
No, this is the woman he lives with now.
That's the baby mama?
No, he got rid of the baby mama. This is the replacement. This is the replacement. The baby mama's out now. This is the replacement.
Man, then the replacement can be replaced then.
Well, she knows this. She's not an educated girl. I'm going to guess she's not an educated girl. She's not educated. Therefore, she's insecure. She's with a rich man and she's sitting down thinking about, hold on, he can get rid of me at any second. His mistake, and the mistake that a lot of these cats make, is they don't go for high. Listen. There are intelligent women who also have the looks as well. And that's with a big mistake where these guys go for pretty looks but
when you're rich and you got money, you want it fast, you know? That's why they go after those kind of girls.
Well, it's the low quality. They're going after low quality girls. And eventually the girl is going to figure to themselves, well, what do I bring to the party other than my looks? And it ain't nothing. So these guys they set these girls up for failure. Whereas if you'd have picked a woman with intelligence, a woman who had academics, who had papers, who had a good job, who was earning good money in her own right, that's a more secure woman. That's the kind of women they should be going for, a more secure woman. But instead, they're going for these women with only one attribute, and that's the looks.
Yo, I personally myself don't care what he does outside the ring, you know, but that to me, that video is very damaging. Like, I feel like he's going to have to explain. He's going to have to explain what happened because so many people have questions. And where the clip just came out of nowhere too, you know?
Just came out of nowhere. He just came out of nowhere.
Kind of like that leak audio he released, that bullshit audio with Crawford.
That didn't make no sense. That didn't make no sense. That was a fit-up setup. That was ridiculous. But you know what? Mr. Ignorant Boxing. Hey, it was great that you jumped on. We had a conversation.
Oh yeah,
Well,
man.
you should do it more often, man. You should do it more often when you're around.
Yeah. I appreciate you having me, bro.
Hey, anytime at all. It's always good to have a good conversation. And that was. Have you got your own channel?
Yeah, I got my own channel, but it's mostly for just for no reason. I don't put out content like you
Don't put
do
out
every
content.
day. I mean, I do, but not that often.
I don't do it every day, bro. Every
Because
time.
I got other shit I gotta do, so I
Hey,
don't have
man, I
time.
totally hear you. I totally don't have to. You're preaching to the choir. You don't have to explain to me, my friend. I totally understand you. But that was Ignorant Boxing. Much appreciation. Anytime you're free on a Monday or a Wednesday, hey, feel free to slide on by. Much appreciated. Thank you very much.
All right, brother. Thank you. Have a good
Much
night.
appreciated. You too. Have a good evening over there in America. Oh yeah, and also, where are we? Mr. TKO Boxing put some color in the chat once again, which is much appreciated on behalf of all the RDCR Nation. Peace, love, unity, and having fun. Horses for courses, styles make fights. Come on, Mr. Dawkins, the night is still young. Are you crazy? Yeah. I'm not one of these unemployed YouTubers, my friend. I have a job to get up for in the morning. Yeah, and it's past midnight. And I always try to keep some time for myself. You know what I'm saying? I like to unwind. Maybe have a little snack. I'm looking forward. What am I going to have as a snack? I like a pre-bed snack. What's going to be my snack? I don't know. I think got a bit of chicken. I got chicken wrap. I got a sweet chili chicken wrap. That's gonna be my snack, my late night Scooby snack. So where are we? She revealed on video that he cheated to justify recording him. He cheated and she run him over. She said she knocked him down, apparently. I don't know. I mean, that don't sound too good for the knees. I don't think getting run over sounds too good for an athlete's knees. I don't know. I hope he jumped out of the way, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Anybody ever see the film? Whatever Happened to Baby Jane? Have you ever seen that old time film? Black and white film. What's her name? Jean Crawford and something Davis. Old time film. All time classic. Where we at? Hey, always a yes man. Can't trust his own decisions. Like he needs someone to hold his hand. No trust, no future. TKO, he likes everyone. Keep everyone happy. He likes to keep everyone happy. Can't please all the people all the time. No more baby mama. She long gone. Secretary mistress took over. OMG. A woman scorned. TKO, great show. Panel, chat, RDCR. Stay safe, stay blessed. Betty Davis, that's the one. Betty Davis and Jean Crawford. And yeah, with that, I think we've covered everything. Hey, did you like my dinner right there? Where is it? You see this one here? And whenever you see food on a plate, in the thumbnail, that's Rafi's concoction. You see the yellow, the plate's always the same. It's the yellow outer circle and the green inner circle. And you probably always see some spinach on the plate. You see these chicken, I cubed it up, diced it up in cubes. You see the red there, that's the red onion. What's this here? I think we had some noodles. I added some noodles on it. And you see the red peppers, added the peppers on it. I think you might see some beetroot in it. That's high nutrition, dense densely packed nutrition, and then the coleslaw on the side. Coleslaw on the side. And what's Rafi gonna have? The late night snack. Big up the ignorant boxing. Good to have him up in here. The late night snack is going to be a sweet chili chicken wrap. You can't beat that, mate. You can't beat that. And it has been a very fun show. Very fun show. Thanks to everybody who took the time out to come on in. I hope everybody smashes the like button. If you haven't smashed it already, kindly smash it now. If you enjoyed the show, and feel free to rewind and go back in time. The earlier part of the show, we chop up certain things. Okay, but in the meantime, it's the Raphael Dawkins, it's the Combat Radio, it's the like, it's the subscribe, it's the comments, it's the shares, and it is the hitting the bell icon to stay updated with news and notifications. Don't forget about the live show. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter. It's Raphael Dawkins, Combat Radio. And what? A snack before bed is not great. Hey, it's great for me, mate. It's great for me, mate. Chicken before bed, chicken wrap before bed is with some spinach in it. Hey, Rafi loves it. It's Raphael Dawkins. It's Combat Radio. And we are out. Blessed.